Welcome to another episode of 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons Tomb of Annihilation. And the way that Kashcah is acting today, I have a feeling that title, Tomb of Annihilation, is going to be very important today. Specifically the last word there.
It was almost that way last week.
Yeah, apparently that's nothing for the plans she has for us today. So
They're not my plans.
Uh-huh. You're the DM, of course they're your plans. Speaking of, let's do our usual introductions. We'll start with Kashcah.
Hi. I'm DM.
She's the dungeon master. She's the one running this campaign, and the one who will be saying whether we live, die, or otherwise. Perhaps live in some kind of stasis for the rest of our lives, for all I know. Moving up and to the left, we have Nerevar.
That's me. Hello, everyone. And I'll be playing as Tobias Salazar, Spacial Summoner, and his Arokh Ironscale, and I really have will to live.
That's nice. But your character might not. So, moving on, we have Kellisto.
I am Kellisto of the Bear God Clan, and I am a half-elf druid.
Indeed you are. As well as a little bit of everything else, it would seem.
Yes. Oh, I'm also part frog, at least in the brain.
Oh, that's true, yes. Most of our party is actually inhabited by other demigods, godlike entities.
Yeah, you've got one each.
Yeah, we do. I believe Tobias currently has... It's not the snake one. Which one do you have, Tobias?
The snake one.
You do have the snake one. Moa? Okay.
Moa.
All right.
Correct.
And then Kellisto, you've got...
Frog.
The frog behemoth. The froghemoth inhabiting yours. And then moving on, we've got Lyssa.
I am your friendly, sorry, I still got the coughs. Your friendly Lizardfolk Barbarian, Valia Bonesmasher, who has seemed to have been separated from my companion Flippy. And I have Papazaro, which is the crane, the best leader ever. God.
Pretty sure my frog would disagree with that.
We'll have a duel at the end of all this.
No.
And then next to her, we have myself. I'm Vallen. I will be playing as Ulfgar Holderheck, a Valor Bard / Divine Sorcerer. And I am inhabited by an Almirage by the name of Ijin. Yes, Ijin, the Almirage, which is a unicorn rabbit, or a rabbit with a unicorn's horn sticking out of its head. Basically, while you all are fighting and stuff, mine will just kind of run away. So, hop away very fast. So let's do a little bit of a recap of last episode, the Treasury, which, for those that are looking at the screen now, you might see that there's a big X over what seems to resemble that of a beholder. For those unfamiliar with such a beast, beholder is a giant floating being that is just this giant amorphous mass with several tentacles coming off of it, each of which tipped with an eyeball. Each eyeball having different magical powers, able to quite often destroy, wreck, or otherwise eliminate party members very quickly, as well as a large central eye and a big mouth on the front.
Chompy mouth.
Yeah, so we ended up busting into this room here looking for the Soulmonger and found the treasury instead. And figured, you know what, might as well just loot some stuff while we're here. And we pissed off the beholder, which was invisible, just floating there watching us. Yeah. But before that happened, we did find that in the middle was some kind of large item covered by a sheet. We removed such a thing and found out that it was a magical equivalent of an electromagnet. So those of us with metal items that were in the room were drawn towards it until the sheet was replaced, at which time its powers were shut off, thankfully. But then Beholder happened, and pretty much we spent the entire episode just trying not to die. Of which it was doing quite a good job of dominating some people in our party, encouraging them that it's a friend. Perhaps a certain Kellisto, but yeah, that was definitely interesting, and we somehow survived. And after that, we decided, let's go back a room or so, because that room, the floor itself was almost like a very slick ice. And let's rest. And so we decided to take a rest in this room here, where we had previously fought a clay golem with some kind of strange teleporter device. And we're like, you know what? This room's less slippy. There's a little bit of space in here, and we're
This
gonna
is how we decide where we're going to sleep.
Yeah,
Is
less
it slippery?
slippy. Yeah, because up here there's a giant spiked washing machine. Over here there's a giant icy room with an electromagnet and a dead beholder. Over here there's just a few eyeballs on the wall and the remains of a clay golem, and of course a couple like teleporter devices down here, but they're not affecting anybody, we hope. So yeah, we rested. Kashcah, take it away.
So as you kind of all wake up and start gathering yourselves to progress, hopefully, you do notice that the eyeball, the purple weird stuff that's been on the walls is not as active as it once was. So there aren't quite as many eyes watching you now. Still there a little bit, but still the kind of odd scattering of them, but before it was like clusters of them, which is kind of popping out of this purple weird stuff that was growing on the walls and looking at you. Now there's just a few scattered few. So that's the first thing you notice. So then I am not going to make you go through like all the acrobatics checks again to make this. Are you going? Well, first, are you going back this way? Like, going back via.
Yeah, we probably would go this way, and Arokh will just give a lift to everyone else.
Okay. And how? Yeah, I mean, how's Arokh going to get back?
Oh, right,
himself?
he can't fit through.
He won't.
Because he definitely can't fit through this crawlway.
Yeah, you're telling me that?
So how did he get down here to begin with? I'm trying to remember.
I think he was summoned, right? You did your Maker's Call.
Yeah, I made Maker's Call.
When you guys were fighting the Beholder, he was summoned.
Can you?
I'll just have to disappear again.
Can you effectively unsummon him and resummon him on the other side without using your Maker's Call ability?
Yeah, but that will take me 10 minutes.
Okay. Fair enough.
Okay.
And knowing this party, we can't not get into trouble. Whoops! In a 10-minute period, so I understand that.
Why, whatever do you mean?
It's like my ritual spells don't have quite as much effect as they would normally.
While we're sitting here resting, can I look at the vial, that potion that I got, and like kind of look at it, and hold it up, see if anybody. I don't think anybody can, but see if we might be able to get an idea of what it is.
It's ketchup.
Yeah, let me tell you kind of, I can give you a color, and maybe there's somebody, I don't know, or you might have, let me just double check, see like
I mean, Kashcah, there's only two. There's blue and red, magic and healing. I mean, that's
right. That's, so it's blue or it's red. This one.
Ice and fire, right?
This one
Yes.
is. Ooh, hang on. So this one is weird, right? It has like when you look at it, Valia, you see inside there is it's like it's kind of like clear gel almost, or clear liquid. It's quite thick, quite like viscous. But in the middle of it, in the center, there's this tiny red bead, and as you're watching it, it expands to color the liquid around it, and then whoop, shrinks back down again, and then it does the same thing.
What about the potion that I've picked?
So you have a. Oh, actually, I think you guys might have used one of these before. Actually, you have a potion that is the liquid is fairly red in color, and I think you have used at least a variant of this. You think this is some kind of healing potion.
Yeah, we've had cheery potions before.
Yeah.
I just nudged Callisto. I'm like, hey, watch this. And I'm just holding the vial. There's this little bead inside of it.
Ooh, it's alive.
Watch it. I just swirl it around and watch it expand and retract.
Yep. And it expands to like color the whole like bottle that it's in. So the whole bottle takes on this red color and then shrinks back down again.
I just spend most of our time resting, staring at this bottle and stuff.
While they're doing that, I'm going to open up my ring box.
Okay.
I can't remember which ones Ulfgar detected as magical last time. So distracted by the beholder that I didn't make any notes.
Obviously the potions were magical.
The ring box. What was inside the ring?
Yep, and then the shield is magical as well.
Shield.
Yep.
Which I have. I'm just like dragging this shield around with me.
So
Everybody's scared. Don't point it. Don't point.
They keep ducking as you turn around. So this the ring box has like a little kind of velvety pillow of fabric inside it, and on that it's kind of in the lid and in the base of it, and it's a little hinged box that kind of like opens like this, and as you open it, you see sitting on one of the little pillows is a small black sphere, and it measures about 3/4 of an inch in diameter.
I look at it and I kind of show it to Valia and be like, I was expecting a ring. What the heck is this?
I just look at it and I'm like, huh. I just shrug my shoulders. I'm like, oh.
I take it over to the Ulfgar and hand it to him and say, I
Lick
really
it.
wanted to.
Come on, Ulfgar, fix it.
He's like, I could smith one for you if you really want.
I handed it to him like, well, it's probably something magic, so I don't know. Do you know what it is?
It's magical. What was the description again, Kashcah?
It's a small black sphere. It measures about 3/4 of an inch in diameter.
Is it floating by itself or just sitting in the box?
It's just sitting in the box.
Hmm.
Maybe it's the baby to the thing in the room.
Make an Arcana check, Ulfgar.
Oh,
See
boys.
if you.
Go, beholder, baby.
Baby beholder.
9. Not the best when it comes to identifying magics. Tobias is usually the one for that.
Right.
He says, I couldn't really tell you what it is. I haven't seen one before. Maybe Tobias knows, and he kind of hands it back to you. But if you want it inset into a ring, I might be able to manage that. I don't know if it'll resist it or not, though.
I'll walk it over to Tobias. Like, do you know what this is?
You know, if only the two of you would work together. Yeah, Tobias, you're not sure either. But I think I would. However,
Lyssa remembers.
I'm like, it's a round thing.
It does this magic stuff.
It's
Valia,
magical. I'm just like repeating everything. It's magic. It does things.
between the three of you, and Valia's like, the Ulfgar and Tobias are like, maybe it's this, and Valia's like, no, I've seen one of those. It's not that. So between the three of you, you're able to. You think that it's a bead of force.
That outside of game, I don't know what that is.
Okay. I'm going to. Kellisto, are you hanging on to this? Or
Yes, if somebody tells me what it is, maybe.
here,
If somebody explains it to me.
I have added that to your journal, so you can see what it is now. The short story is that you throw it and it causes an explosion, and then causes a sphere of transparent force to enclose that area.
Oh yeah, I would totally keep that.
So the details of it are in your journal now.
Excuse me.
Seems like a handy thing to have.
I say cool, and I close it up and I put it in my pocket.
Okay. Sorry. Dealing with a cat shenanigans. Alright.
I just put my potion in my pouch, and I'm like, okay. We should probably just continue on before we become one of those weird dwarves that keep peeking in on it. Voyeur dwarves.
As you say that, Ulfgar's got the crown that he had sitting on top of his stone helm, and he goes, "I am not a weird dwarf." Oh, you're talking about the other ones, right? And he takes the circlet off.
Okay, what about the parrot's mask that I picked up?
So those didn't have any of the masks didn't have any magical. When Ulfgar was detecting magic, they showed as mundane. They showed as ordinary.
I think it was just the item in the box and the potions were magical. Everything else was not. Except, of course, the giant floating thing in the middle also showed up as magical.
Yep, you think those are just they look like gold-plated masks. Pretty.
I'd keep them. You never know when we might need to wear those in this darn place.
Well, we should probably head back before the others. Well, the others are probably freaking out right now.
Aye, probably a good idea. Let me zoom back out a bit.
Actually, I will do this.
Hey, your Kashcah doing something, so.
Oh no.
Yeah. While you're doing that, I'm looking around. I'm like, I tell Calista, I'm like, man, didn't we see a dwarf up on these stairs? They must jump a lot.
Maybe they can fly.
Oh, do you think if we catch one, we can just like sit on its shoulders and fly across these little things?
Strap
We
it
could
to
try
your back.
doing that to Ulfgar.
I wonder.
Oh, I just laughed.
I think we should probably catch one because obviously they seem immune to any kind of traps and trouble in this place. Maybe they've got some kind of charm on them that'll allow us free passage instead.
While he's talking, I'm gonna sneak behind him and I'm gonna try to start climbing his back.
Get off me! Because he would instantly collapse. He's barely able to carry what he's got, so...
I like Callisto. I don't think this one flies. I just laugh and pat him on the shoulders and walk off. So how are we supposed to get back across this?
Well, I could jump over and then you could throw Ulfgar to me.
Oh, gosh.
I just laugh and nod my head. Yes.
Maybe we can propose more civilized solution for this.
Sure. What would
And,
that?
I'm pointing to Arokh.
I just roll my eyes. I'm like, of course, Tobias.
Ulfgar's like, I'm not climbing some web spell magic thing going across there. As he looks at Tobias. Not even imagining that Arokh would give them a lift. It being below him in the past.
That's right. You have that webbing one still, don't you? Well, if Arokh's willing to ferry us to wherever we need to go across, then yeah, I guess you're right. It's more fun to throw the dwarf, though.
Go find your own dwarf to throw. There's plenty running these hallways.
Yeah, besides that, how do they fit in those little holes? Like, it was up here where we came out, and I point at the little vent area. I was like, it was a pretty, for me anyway, it was a pretty tight fit. Those things are pretty stout. Look at you, and I just like poke your shoulders. I'm like, you're a pretty stout little guy.
Are you seriously asking how a dwarf gets around in a small stony archway?
I mean, they're pretty, I'm just like, they're pretty wide. I'm not
we pop up out the ground. It's just what we do. You don't have to worry about it. Let's just get across.
The sooner the better.
Arokh, do you want to take me over?
Okay, let's go.
Do I have to make rolls? Does anyone have to make a roll? Or can I just hop?
Yeah, if Arokh is willing to kind of help, then you don't have to make any rolls.
Makes it even more difficult.
I'll just kind of scale across him there.
Yeah,
like,
I'll
sorry for the claw.
wait till everyone's like right behind me before I lift up the thing.
Okay. And as soon as I'm on higher ground, I'm just going to dispel the Arokh.
Okay.
For the time being.
Okay. All right. Boop. Boop.
All right, I will lift up the door.
Okay. So you lift it up,
go!
and you're all just like scurrying through as fast as you can.
Oh, heck yeah. Unless Tobias wants to just kind of linger in that one little area where the divider is.
So you pop out of the end of the crawlway and you see Aelia and Flippy have kind of curled into the corner. Yeah, and maybe Tinder's there kind of keeping watch. But they're curled into the corner sleeping, actually. They're both kind of sleeping, like Flippy is curled up, kind of in kind of up against Aelia, and Aelia is snugged into the corner as tight as she can.
Well, I was the first one through, and so what I would do the minute I saw them would be to stop, turn around, put my finger against my mouth, shh, and I'd tiptoe around and out so that everyone could see the cuteness.
The cuteness.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, as soon as we're all out, I'm like, gross, they're laying by the eyeball. Like, really loud.
I look at her and I'm just like, but they were so cute.
I've had enough eyes. Flippy, get out of that.
I'm sure they wake up and we recount what happened to us, and we continue on from there.
Alright, so are you stopping anywhere before you head downstairs, or you just...
I'd like to stop off at the shop, check to see if there's any new wares.
Okay.
Did we get the key to unlock that yet?
If they're selling any heart containers or anything, you
Get
know.
some
Hey,
potions
hey,
going.
that's
Yeah.
hey, that does not enter the game room.
Do you have any rupees? I mean, no rupees.
I'll make
that's too
some.
bad.
Come on.
Okay, I'll take my sweet time to resummon Arokh
Okay.
while they exchanging the information with Aelia.
Okay. Alright, and while they're doing that as well, I'm just going to copy and paste some tokens over here. Okay.
They're healing
Yeah,
tokens, people. Don't worry about it. We're all fine.
Yeah,
It's your player
I'm gonna
tokens.
stand here in the entryway so I can keep watch while we're getting everything together before.
Because you are moving to a new map. Oh. Hang on 1 second. Probably should have done this earlier.
I'll take it this way. We're going down, right?
I mean, it's up to you, right?
Right. I meant that is down, right?
That is down, yes.
That's what I meant. Okay.
They chose down. They chose down.
We chose down. Going to the bottom floor.
And me and Callisto just keep walking through doorways together, like shoulder to shoulder, trying to push each other.
Yep, Ulfgar's given up trying to scout ahead at this point. A long time ago.
Almost there. I need to get Tinder. Oh, actually, I'm gonna move Arokh over here for a sec. Put him back on the token layer so I can copy paste him over there with Tinder.
Yeah.
Okay. Copy. Pasta. Okie dokie. So, hang on 1 sec. Let me look at. So this is kind of the order that you're going down the stairs in, just so I can.
Sure.
Oh,
Yeah. Be like,
Okay.
I mean, Ulfgar's always ready and willing to go first, provided that he's doing so in a quiet manner. But otherwise, he will just kind of hover after whoever wants to go first.
All right. So we've got kind of Valia and Kellisto. Right. I'm just gonna move like this. Okay. All right. Let me move you over to the new map.
Oh boy.
Are you ready? Here we go.
Let me zoom back out. Okay.
Boop.
Boop.
Yeah, it should just be a square in the center that's uncovered.
The center square. Ba-ba-ba-bum.
Okay. Alright, and let me describe this to you as you are heading downstairs. Oh my goodness.
Oh, don't forget that there are probably 1 or 2 guardian golems that fell over the edge.
So, you expect that, but when you look over the edge, there is, well, as you can see, right, there's like a cracked bit where the golem fell, and there's a bunch of cracks in the floor from the impact, but there is no body. No remnants of the dude that you chucked over the edge.
Darn it. Should have double tapped.
Okay, so let me read this to you. At the bottom of the grand staircase, a resonant mechanical rumbling emanates from a dark shaft opening in the middle of this chamber's floor. 4 cylindrical stone pedestals surround the shaft, each 10 feet tall and 5 feet wide, featuring a tiny slot in its side. Squatting atop each pedestal is a 4-armed gargoyle. And the other thing you notice is that the pedestals are covered with metallic tiles. The top of them is covered with these square metallic tiles. And the metallic tiles are of different kind of metals. So there's 1 copper, 1 silver, 1 gold, and 1 platinum.
And they all are topped with a 4-armed gargoyle?
They are, yep. So this is copper, right? Silver, gold, and platinum.
So the statues are those color? Are those?
Nope. They're sitting on top of a pedestal, and in the top of the pedestal is covered with metal tiles of that color. Hopefully that makes sense. Does that make sense?
yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And you do see there's a hallway to the east, a hallway to the west, and one to the south. There is, as you see, right, another set of stairs that kind of goes further down for you that you'd need to go down to get to the hallway to the east. And down to where the pedestals and the gargoyles and the shaft opening. Shut your mouth.
All right.
I'm gonna peek around this corner where I'm at.
Okie doke. So you see a hallway going down, and it ends in a T.
A pity to fool.
That's Mr. T.
Slowly make my way around.
Is there light around here? Obviously, if not, I will grant Valia the light spell on her Warhammer again. But I would like to know if there is light already.
Hang on one second. No, there is not light.
Okay, thank you.
I don't. Yep. You're looking around this corner as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So down here. Oh, hang on. Let me redraw that. That sucked. That's better.
I hear the monster.
I know. Can you hear Zoe snoring? She's on my lap, like
Sleeping.
By the way,
That's the mechanical grinding.
the light spell probably grants 20 feet of good light, 40 feet of dim. Just so that you know, if that helps or hinders, I don't know.
Sorry. Snoring.
Snooze. Snooze.
So, down at the end of that corridor, down here, right, I will let you know that
There are
you see...
snoozy sounds.
Sorry, should I...
So cute.
Oh, it's adorable.
She's kind of ruining that. You're ruining the atmosphere. Can you be more ferocious, please?
It's like when Nerevar's birds chirp during the jungle. It's perfect.
Yeah. Good.
Oh, she's awake.
That was not chipping, it was screaming.
So, large stone door at the end of the hallway. But you do see there is some, like, little statue things you can just about make out, protruding from either side of the wall.
These little
Those
thingies.
little doodads.
And then there's a big door right there.
Yep, and there is another,
there.
you can see an opening here as well that leads to the
Opening
north.
here. Okay.
Oh, but hang on, where's because there is another plaque as well. Where the heck is
Yeah, I
that?
was fixing to ask if there's another plaque somewhere.
Where is
It
it?
has been brushed. There is no plaque.
It's supposedly on the west wall.
Well,
So it's
where
not
is-
marked on the map, but it's over here somewhere.
maybe along here.
And here's what it says. There we go.
I will read it. Death to fire, dine or drown, precious air and falling sand. The army sleeps in silence. Army? The mirror holds 12. Interesting. Find the iron scepter's twin, and the maze holds the key.
Sounds like fun.
I just shake my head. I say, nope, nope. I'm going to stay here on the stairs. I'm going back. Point at the gargoyles. I was like, I bet they're the army. Sands, falling mazes. I don't like any of this.
Okay, so those of you with dark vision can kind of see into this hallway a bit as well.
Okay.
The movie sounds like fun. could try that.
The army sleeps in silence is wrong. It sleeps with loud pug snores. That's what I'm catching out of this one.
This is like the episode of snoring.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. I
Right.
think we should just try this hallway first. And I'm standing in.
I
Sure.
agree.
Let's see what's around those corners.
Let's do it.
Okay. What
I
you
slowly make my way.
Okay, yeah. What you will have noticed, and you kind of see this, maybe it's more, especially, like, if you think about it now, it's more prominent in your mind, I guess. But the further you get down, in this place, the more dusty and cobwebby it is. So, like,
For good reason.
top floor, it was like, not too bad. This place looks like it hasn't been traversed in quite a while.
I notice. I'm like, Kellisto, look around. You notice something?
It's dirty.
There's no eyeballs.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
No, also no eyeballs.
Hmm.
That's a good point.
I already like this floor better.
I'm gonna bust through that cobweb and just kind of go down to here and try to peek around both sides.
Does this
I
mean...
follow really closely behind her because I can't let her be the one to take all the chances because I'm the brave one too now.
So Ulfgar, as he's progressing, looks behind to Tobias and says, "Do you suppose none of those dwarves that we've been seeing are down this low? Because I don't think that we'd be able to see. Or I think we'd be able to see if they'd traveled through this kind of area. It doesn't look like it's been traveled at all. What do you think?"
They reminds me of they behaving kind of like groundkeepers.
Yeah, back. They're not doing a very good job. Clearly
No.
missed a floor.
Okay, so this way seems to open up into a room. What did you say of the light spell? What's the...
20 foot bright, another 20 foot after that of dim.
Okay, so...
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. Hang on. What is my...
Oh, then in the dimness you can see something hanging on the wall. You'd think it's a mirror.
Another mirror.
Oh, nice. That's awesome. Yeah.
I just point down at the end. I said, "There's something shiny down there on the wall."
Nice, Nerevar.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to go too close to it. Let's look at the other side.
The other side, the hallway continues going out of your, field of vision. Like it's too dark. You can't make out the end of it.
Ulfgar says, "I know that the army will not sleep in silence as soon as Valia comes across it."
How rude.
Yes, I agree because I will kill them all before they wake up.
Yeah, I mean, you think it's got a... Kellisto, you see the same thing, over here? Seems to be kind of a... It looks like you can see the reflection of Valia's lighted warhammer. Lit? Warhammer. In whatever's on the wall down here.
I point down the hall. I'm like, "Oh, hey, it's the mirror from the plaque. Do you want to see what else is around before we tackle that one first or second?"
Yes, I agree. I'm going this. Let's go this way.
Tobias, you coming?
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
He's like, "Yeah, y'all go first. Get it, in case there's another beholder in that room."
Get it?
Yeah, pretty much.
A metal sphere, beholder. What could go wrong?
So at the end of this hallway, you see a stone slab, and it has a painted image of a gaunt male humanoid wearing a hooded cloak. And the humanoid's face is a mask of stars. And the figure's withered left hand is raised with palm extended. That's painted on the slab in front of you, Valia.
Oh,
That one right there. That right there.
Yeah, okay. I'm like, look, creepy painting. Creepy painting, creepy mirror. Which way should we go?
What? Can you describe it one more time for me, please?
Yep. The painted on the slab is the image of a gaunt male humanoid wearing a hooded cloak. Its face a mask of stars. The figure's withered left hand is raised with palm extended.
Like with the palm up, like it wants something in its hand.
Yeah, I mean, its left hand is raised with palm extended. Maybe there is no picture.
I think it wants a handshake, but it's just a painting, so you know.
Is it though?
Oh, how about I push Callisto in front of me? I was like, how about you go touch?
I'll go touch. Gotta prove the frog is superior.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't touch that if I were you.
Hey, I'm a leader, but I let others sacrifice themselves first.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing happens.
I'll inspect it pretty closely.
Okay. Make a investigation.
I yell at Ulfgar. She gets pulled into that. She's on her
own. Yeah, you don't find anything beyond the painting on the stone slab.
Like no way to open it or anything. I turn around. I'm like, I can't open this.
It's a painting. How would you open it?
Stone slab. Aren't they usually doors?
Maybe that mirror back there, or whatever that reflective thing is behind us, has something to do with it.
Yeah, probably. We should probably go look at the mirror.
So that's just an image painted on the wall. Have you touched it? See if it's an illusion like some of the others.
Yeah, you saw Kellisto poking at it.
Okay.
You can always force it open.
How do you know it's even a door?
Yeah, no, it just looks like a slab, like a little stone slab. I just walk back towards the hallway intersection.
Give it a little whack. Maybe it's hollow on the other side.
A whack. Just whack.
Ulfgar, try doing your knock thing.
Let me just give it a quick inspection myself, just to make sure. So he'd like to, using his dwarfy stone knowledge, try and figure out if this is like one of those giant, if it's an actual door, or if it's one of those giant stone slabs that slides up or down that would keep on trapping us in rooms, or anything of that nature. But he would like to do an investigation check.
Yeah, sure.
Oops. Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I mean, you don't see anything beyond what Kellisto said. But Kellisto, you do feel like, I mean, your instinct is dead on there. You do feel like it's a door. Like the stone slab is the way that the stone kind of protrudes a little bit, and
Ulfgar says, well,
it seems to have like a seam,
It doesn't seem like it's a door to me as much as it is just a blockage. I could use my spell, but I don't know if it'll work.
We can try it. I mean, it's a door. I think it's a door.
Well, keep in mind, if I do cast that spell, it's as loud as me shouting my my Thunderwave spell. So,
Well, maybe we should check out the mirror first, then.
Just holler down the hall, sir. Remember what happened with doors in this place? They like to trap you in rooms.
Yeah, we've gotten out every time already. So far.
Yeah, thanks to me most of the time. I just kind of roll my eyes. just kind of giggle a little bit.
I snort a little bit.
Yeah, right. It is thanks to you most of us get trapped in there.
That's not what I meant. I'm just gonna stomp off and just be like, let's go back down here. I remember that mirror that we had trouble with the last time? Was it a mirror? Oh, the well. It was a well, right? So I'm just gonna stop there. I'm like, whoever would like to inspect that, go for it. If you get pulled in, we'll grab you by the feet.
I'll go inspect it.
Okay.
You guys will save me, right? To look at them.
Yes.
From a mirror? What do you need saving?
We
And look
shall
at-
see.
Look at Ulfgar, and I'm like, nothing is what it seems here.
That much is true.
Her eyes are all big when she says that, all scary.
So, Callisto, are you looking where you're going? Like, as you're walking? Kind of?
Yes,
Or are you
yes,
looking
I
back?
am.
Okay. Alright. So please make a charisma saving throw.
Yay!
Oh, really?
I don't even
I have
see
like
it.
0 charisma. Oh my gosh, I did so well with 0 charisma.
You did.
Hey.
So yeah, you see your reflection in the mirror.
You're like, it's a
Does it-
mirror of beauty.
I sit there and I'm like, I have my finger tapping my nail tapping my chin. I was like, hey, do y'all remember that curtain room by chance?
By the way, she's got dark vision, so I don't know if you can let her see a little bit better on the sides or
Oh
not.
yep, sorry.
Yeah,
My
I
bad,
stand
I was
there.
distracted by the raid.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Yeah, I was yelling at Callisto. I said, remember
Hello,
the curtain
Raiders.
room?
Welcome.
Yeah, it'll be
Curtain.
fine.
Okay. I'm not going in there.
Alright, so this is this dusty room is 15 feet square except for one ornate rectangular mirror mounted on the wall opposite the room's only exit.
I start doing weird things to see if the mirror is actually doing what I'm.
Yeah. Yep, the mirror is doing what you're doing.
Arokh,
It just gives me flashbacks from the curtain room. No thank.
I'll walk up one more space.
and Arokh will cautiously approach.
Okay, and Arokh could also make, please, a charisma saving throw.
Whoop.
Whoop, indeed.
Okay. So, Callisto, you're kind of looking at the mirror, when you see kind of, well, you hear first, this kind of strange vacuum kind of sound behind you, and, Arokh, you see kind of a spiritual version of Arokh, flies past you into the mirror. And the mirror kind of, the surface of it almost ripples as Arokh is just sucked into the mirror. And yeah, Tobias, you see Arokh kind of, for just a split second, he turns as if he's going to try and scramble away. And as he's doing that, his whole form becomes ethereal and is sucked back into the mirror. And just this ripple in the surface of the mirror as Arokh disappears beneath its surface.
Okay, there's a feeling of dread coming through Tobias right now.
I yell at the others to not come in this room.
Okay.
Just yell around the corner. No problem.
I will try to communicate with Arokh if it's possible.
It is not possible. It's like, there's just silence on the other end of the Arokh communication line. It's just silent.
Can I see Arokh in the mirror?
You do not.
I'm going to approach and touch it.
Seems cool and solid to the touch. And makes that noise as you move your fingers down it.
So did the rest of us see Arokh, like...
Yep. Yep, and you would have heard like a quick, like for just a split second, there was kind of a scramble, and then this kind of vacuum sound as
A hoover?
as Arokh was hoovered up by the mirror.
I'm inspecting my gauntlet, just mumbling to myself, that's impossible.
Ulfgar says, what's
It
the
can-
matter? Is he okay? Are you okay? What happened?
The question is, I don't know.
Kellisto, maybe you shouldn't be messing with that thing.
Well, it didn't take me, so you guys just stay out there.
It doesn't mean it won't.
Well, if I disappear, then I'm with the rock, and so it'll be fine.
I don't like the sound of that.
Sure, everything's fine. It's all fine here. How are you?
I would like to further inspect the mirror and the surrounding wall.
Okay. Yes, it has like an ornate frame to it, kind of gilt, frame. Yeah, it seems to be functioning as a normal mirror. It seems to be like it's fixed to the surface, though. What you don't see is, you know how like some mirrors have like the tension wire on the back and they're hanging on a hook. You don't see that. It's like it's fixed to the wall pretty solidly.
Okay. Doesn't like swing or anything. I try like swinging it open like a door.
No, when you try to move it, it is solidly stuck to that wall.
All right, I will go back out to everyone else.
What happened
Well,
to Arokh? I mean, we saw
he
him
got
go towards the mirror and...
He got sucked into the mirror. But I don't know why him and not me.
The plaque says the armor holds 12. Does it now hold 13? As he looks over at Tobias.
Well, it says the mirror holds 12. Maybe there were only like 2 in there, and so there was plenty of room for a rock.
Then perhaps we shatter it and set him free?
Or
And
we'd
then,
lose him forever.
I'm going to try to resummon the Arokh.
So it takes 10 minutes, right? To do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep, you
I
start.
I can display him as an action, and it takes a 10 minutes ritual to get him back.
Okay. Alright, you start your ritual.
Meanwhile, we'd probably end up arguing about what to do and what it is, about whether to break it.
I think we should just smash it with Valia.
Well, I'm like, I don't know if that'll bring him back.
It's not our companion that gets sucked in. I think this is a final decision for.
I don't know. In my experience, these kind of imprisonment tools, you break the prison, it sets the prisoner free. Of course, if you're using a fireball to break the prison, then you're also killing the prisoner. But I think in this case, we're just breaking the bars.
Okay, what's the outcome of the ritual?
Arokh does not return.
Okay, there's no way I'm leaving him behind.
Alright, I'll go around the corner. I'm like, alright,
Tobias, no.
Alright, Tobias.
Too late.
go into the room.
Oh god, everyone's jumping in there now.
Both of you, charisma saving throws.
Oh
please.
god. Ulfgar tries to give because he's not going to go closer, but he sees them. If I am allowed the reaction, he would like to
I'm gonna
blow
add-
his
oh,
horn
crap.
to
I was gonna
give
add luck to-
advantage. I'm not looking at the numbers right now. I don't know what they rolled. To give advantage to the one he knows who is less charismatic.
They both rushed
Won't
in.
make a difference because that's metagaming. I can't do it. So he wouldn't be able to do it in time. Never mind.
So
No.
Tobias, oh, that's your luck. Okay. Tobias, you feel fine, but you watch the same thing happen to Valia. So
Well, we wanted results, right?
Valia, you feel like somebody is tugging at your gut, and you just feel this immense like pressure pulling you towards this mirror. And as you kind of scrambling to move away from it, you see that you've actually turned into this ethereal being. And Tobias, you watch as Valia's ethereal form is also sucked into the mirror, with again just a ripple in the surface.
I try to rush and stick my hand into the mirror while the ripple is forming. If I will be quick enough.
So you well, make a dex save. See if you're quick enough first. Before...
Dex check or save?
Oh yeah, sorry, check. That's a good point.
Save check.
You are not quick enough, unfortunately. So you kind of scramble towards the mirror, trying to get your hand in there, and boom, solid glass when you get your hand to it. Valia, you see, you are surrounded by fog, a thick fog. You can't even see the ground that you're walking on because the fog is so thick.
Ulfgar tries using message to Arokh because basically he doesn't know that Valia was going in at the same time he would basically be trying to do this.
Okay.
I just kind of whisper out, Arokh, are you in here somewhere?
So you send the message? What are you saying in your message?
Are you okay? Please respond. This is Ulfgar.
Yes, this is Ulfgar.
Love Ulfgar.
In case you didn't know.
It's got a little box that says, are you okay? Yes. No.
If you would like to live, please check mark this box, yes or no.
No,
yes.
You get...
Valia is coming.
Yes. You get no response.
Okay. He didn't expect it, but he figured he'd try.
I kind of, shout out, not loudly shout, but just kind of, like, Arokh, are you around here somewhere?
You hear, you don't hear a response. And
right.
It's like you're surrounded by blankets. It's like, you don't even feel like, he could hear you if he was 20 feet away. Just the thickness of the fog just seems to absorb the noise,
Okay.
Mm.
I guess I'm gonna go looking around.
Okay. Alright. So you're just picking direction kind of at random and starting...
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alright, so you're walking. You're walking. Okay, while Valia is walking, what's everybody else doing?
I would like to check how this... I would like to figure out how this mirror operates.
Okay.
Wouldn't we all?
What form of magic is this?
Okay. How are you going to figure that out, I guess?
I don't know, maybe close inspection, maybe something is engraved on the side.
So do an investigation check. And I can probably describe in a bit more detail the mirror to you.
Ulfgar says to
Okay.
Callisto, maybe the mirror only holds 12, and therefore when people enter, others are released. So, with Valia going in, that's another 2. Right?
Yeah.
Because she's got
But
a snake spirit in her brain.
well, we can get some of those.
She's got
We can
what?
get some of those dwarves and throw them in there.
Right, so we just need to overflow it. Can you summon any creatures?
No.
Alright, so the description of the mirror though. So it is a beautiful mirror, basically. The glass is very kind of pristine, right? It has a gilt frame that has like all kinds of scroll work around the edge and some kind of like leaves on the corners, and it's very pretty. And as you're standing there looking at it, you think you can see like just wisps of faint images of other creatures, like especially when you're looking off to the side, you're looking at like the gilt frame of it, and just out of the corner of your eye, you think you see something, a faint image move in the mirror, and then you look at the mirror again, it's just you, and you're like, well, you go back to kind of looking at the corners, and then the same thing again. You just see this like faint movement of an image out the corner of your eye, and then when you look at it straight on again, it's just you.
Okay, I'm going to place my hand onto the mirror, and I'm going to again try to get connection with Arokh.
Okay. How are you doing that? Sorry.
I'm glad you ask. Boink. This.
Oh, okay.
That's interesting.
Actually shows us.
And also this.
Okay. So your bond sense, when you're doing that, do you have to say anything? Is it like any kind of verbal component or
Verbal? It's not. It's not listed. It's like can
no,
just.
but like just up to you. Kind of like, do you have to?
No, I'm just calling for him and just trying to see what Arokh is saying.
Okay. So if you say his name out loud, this is what I'm asking. Is that part of that for you, saying his name?
It not necessarily could be, but yeah, in this case, yeah.
Okay. So when you say his name, you still don't get that connection of senses with him, but you do see an image of Arokh appear on the mirror's surface, and Arokh seems to be looking around blindly, like he takes a few steps and then he looks and then walks a little further and looks, then it's almost like he hears you call his name, and then he turns and he looks it looks like he's looking at you.
Again, I try to touch the mirror again.
Okay. You hear Arokh actually say from the mirror's surface. You hear him say, "Tobias."
Come on, let's get out of there.
I don't know how. You hear him say, "I'm lost in the fog."
You're lost in the mirror.
He says, "All I see is fog."
In the meantime, I'm just yelling now at this point, just like yelling louder, trying with like looking around, trying to see if I can find him or.
Mm-hmm.
Those this deep sense does affect how Arrokhs perceive the inside of the mirror.
Sorry, Hog snores. So wait, sorry, say your question again.
Those deep sight affects how Arokh is perceiving the inside of the mirror.
No, it does not. It's not. He's. It doesn't seem to be dark to him. And Valia, it's not dark to you either. It's just super foggy.
Okay, I'm going to strike the mirror with my fist.
Okay. Roll an unarmed attack.
Should just be 1 hit point. Normally.
Yeah, but you have to. I mean, your strength behind the punch, right? Is
Sorry.
What should I roll?
Right, 1 plus strength modifier.
basically, I think. Well, it'd be your strength plus your proficiency, right?
For damage?
No, for an attack roll, for an unarmed attack roll.
Yeah. Sorry.
So it'll be D20 plus 6.
Okay. So you impact the surface and you see a tiny crack appear. And that hurt your knuckles. Ow.
And after that, I'm going to again try to call for Arokh and see if something's changed.
Arokh says, I hear you, Tobias, but I can't find you. And he seems to be walking quite the pace of his movement has picked up, like he's trying to find. But says, I'm still lost in the fog.
You are never lost. You always knew where I was. And I'm going to strike mirror again.
Okay. Keep punching it.
Sorry, plus 6.
Oh. So plus 6, yes, that would hit. So yeah, so you see the crack grows a little bit bigger.
Oh, come on.
Meanwhile, Ulfgar and Kellisto are just kind of holding their breath down the hallway. I don't think it's going well when the guy who's going to magically analyze a magical mirror starts punching it. I don't think he's doing well.
I wonder if does this affect Chatter there also?
Chatter is quiet. He's not talking to you.
He hasn't been for
He's
some
pouting.
Yeah, okay, he's sulking, okay.
Yes, exactly.
I'm just turning to Kellisto and Ulfgar. Do you have any ideas?
I'm just endlessly walking in this thick fog, yelling for nothing.
Yeah, I'm afraid so. It's like you can't even tell anymore if you're still walking in a straight line, or maybe you've even circled back on yourself now. It's just impossible. The fog gives you very little visibility, and it's just impossible to see if you're making any progress walking anywhere, or if you've just walked in a circle.
Ulfgar asks Ijin for anything, any knowledge it may have.
Ijin says, I don't know what to do with that mirror.
I walk closer to Tobias, but not too close, because, you know, even though it didn't take me the first time, I'm not sure I want to give it a second. Like, well, I mean, maybe they just came out somewhere else. Otherwise, I guess you could just do what Ulfgar says and
Well, I mean, that is an option. Obviously, he's already started trying, but I don't want to come up there to inspect it, truth be told. Kind of figure I'm less of a problem if I'm not in the mirror.
I look back at him and I'm like, I think the opposite might be true.
Oh, shots fired.
I gotta keep up the snark. Valia is not here.
Hmm.
Oh, Tobias, just I don't know, Ulfgar, can you maybe do a wave thing to break it?
A what thing?
I don't know. Who does the wave?
You want me to shout it?
Yeah, see if you can break it.
I'd have to be rather close. I could shoot it with magical firebolts. I dropped my short bow some time ago. I could shoot it with radiant energy, but it being it being a mirror, a magical mirror at that, I'm afraid that if I shot it with some kind of magic, it would either 1, be absorbed, 2, be reflected, 3, it would go into and hurt those that are inside. So this is why I'm thinking just physical force upon it.
Okay, I'll go in there and help you. And I walk into the room.
Okay, I'm just checking. Um, so you do need to make another saving throw, but
That's what I was afraid of.
you do get advantage of it on it because now you know the mirror's nature. Oh yeah, so you're
Nailed
fine.
it.
Phew.
I look at Tobias. Like, so do you want me to try to help you break it? That might be lost forever.
Check to see if it's held in place by something magical. Perhaps the mirror is just a portal and the outside is the magical and shackle. I'm making that up, but still check it out anyway.
Magical shackle.
Okay, I'll try. I'm just going to calm myself, and I'm just going to try to mend the crack.
Oh, you're
Oh.
mending it?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Yeah, you're able to mend the little crack.
You said in the description of the mirror there's a gold. There's a very ornate frame around the mirror.
Yep.
Is there something that would represent number 12? It is 12 gemstones or 12 leaves, descriptions, or something like that.
You see a little miniature Arokh
Not really.
writhing in agony on it.
Wow. No, not really. No, it's just got, you know, kind of scroll work around the edge, and then in the corners it has these kind of like almost leaf patterns to it, but you don't see a representation of the number 12.
Maybe it's a Stargate. You need to rotate it to the right chevron first. We've got to find them.
Chevron is locked.
I'm going to draw the chatter, and I'm just going to try to pry open the frame.
I swear you use that sword as a crowbar more often than a sword.
True, because it tugs back.
Alright, so you're trying to kind of wedge it against the... Are you trying to do this without damaging it, or you just don't care?
Maybe it's a magical item with intelligence. Have you tried talking to the mirror?
I try to I'm just going to wedge it. If I'm going to see any cracks, then I will stop.
Okay. I think at this point, Aelia says, would kind of like shake her head and roll her eyes a bit. And
What's up with you? Have you seen one of these before? They're messing around in the mirror that keeps sucking us, our friends inside.
Okay, I don't know. All right, go on, Tobias. So you're trying to wedge it between the frame and the glass to pry the frame off the glass? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Okay. So Chatter says to you telepathically, when you need it the most, I will deny you help, and I will take pleasure in your death.
Wow.
No more chromatic orb for you. To think what partners we could have been. And make a strength check.
Yeah, I'm just going to hash the chatter, then I'm going to throw him into the mirror. Strength check.
Yes, please.
Sorry, no, that's this.
The other strength. There you go.
It's equally awful.
He says, how did I have such terrible luck to be picked up by the likes of you?
Man, I'm so happy I got Bob.
Without notice, I'm going to turn into a brown bear.
Okay.
And I'm going to hit the mirror.
All right. Brown bear punch.
Oh god.
All right. So we need strength. Well, yeah. Make like a strength check plus. Wait, hang on. What's the brown bear's?
Strength is 19.
Okay. Will you go? All right. So then, what? +4 plus your proficiency bonus. Roll. So like 1d20 +4 plus whatever your proficiency is. So +8 total. I'm sure you hit it. Or not. So your fuzzy fist, fuzzy brown bear fist, kind of you go to strike it and you just get like the angle wrong a little bit and your fist kind of like scrapes across the surface of it.
I let out a roar and I walk back and I run forward.
Okay. So one more then. D20 plus 8. Okay. All right.
I'm just going to lay myself against the wall.
Is this like where Sauron gets defeated in the Fellowship, the flashback, and everybody just suddenly goes.
So something like that. This is gonna be insanity. I hope you're ready for this.
Oh boy.
So Kellisto, Brown Bear Kellisto, bounds towards it and then raises up and uses all momentum to strike it with both furry fists at the same time.
Those giant toe beans of doom.
Toe beans of doom. And all hell breaks loose, basically. First thing, let me do this, but I ask that you... So, Valia and Arokh are spit back out of the mirror again.
Told you it'd work. Oh crap.
But so are the other inhabitants of the mirror, which you might find less than appealing. So they actually don't all fit in this area, so this is going to be fun. So boom.
So
that's the first one.
Oh crap.
Then where's the...
This is the army that was
1
sleeping
second, I need to...
Hey, at least we got our people back.
Plus some.
This guy arrives as well.
Oh crap.
And they all seem to be kind of like stunned a little bit as they're being spat back out of the mirror. Then kind of more in the hallway because there's not going to be enough room. These two folks arrive. Then 1 second, sorry. This person arrives. And then
Oh, jeez.
Is that?
Further down the hallway, this person.
Oh crap.
No, this is looking worse and worse.
So that's 9 that were in there so far.
Plus
Okay.
2 and a half.
And I think, Ulfgar, you and Valia are pushed back as that. Alright, so the mirror shatters and shards of it fall to the floor. And the floor is just covered with kind of broken glass. And there is this, as you described, massive release of magical energy as all of these kind of creatures' souls are spat back out of the mirror and become corporeal again. And it's just kind of this like domino almost effect as people are like spat out of the mirror. And actually, Valia, I think you might be spat out like a bit further away because there's just not enough room in this bit. Yeah, okay.
It would probably be the other way around.
Or actually, let's do this. Sorry, Valia. Hang on 1 sec. We'll put this dude back here.
Oh,
Valia
sorry.
there. Okay. All right. So, Kellisto, Tobias, and Valia, you see, yes, there's a troll and a minotaur, and some other dude.
4-armed gargoyle that looks like the one on top of the pedestals.
This is a female Chelton, who seems to be in kind of some kind of armor, some kind of fancy looking armor. If you can kind of see, like maybe it's a bit shiny in the corner or something. But there is a troll and a minotaur there as well. There is next to Arokh, this kind of weird creature, and as well as this person looks like a regular Chelton, guy. So Arokh can see them either side of him. This kind of, and this is like, it's almost like a ripple in the air. Like you can see like a kind of misty ripple in the air more than anything else. Then you see a sturge, which you're all quite familiar with. This Arokh and Aelia would be able to see this is a drow elf here, four-armed gargoyle, and a human male here. So I think we should roll initiative.
Oh my god.
Guys had to break
You're
my
welcome.
mirror, didn't you?
This is a mess and a half, I tell you.
So this is what's spit out.
Why are we rolling turn order? They're all friendly, right? Because we just set them free.
I think I'm gonna roll a single turn order for all of these dudes because otherwise it's gonna be kind of nightmarish.
Do you want me to roll for Aelia since she's right there?
Yes, please.
Okie doke.
So we're going to get rid of that and let's do this. Okay. Alright, we got a lot of dudes.
This is gonna take a couple days to get through this one battle.
Hey, are we keeping this PG? There is only one word that will describe all this situation.
This is a clusterfuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
agree.
rhymes with duck.
I agree.
Ulfgar cast lightning bolt at 7th level. No, I'm
Sweet.
kidding. Cleaning up.
Wow, just take no prisoners. Doesn't matter if they're innocent or not, just murder.
No, just too many icons, can't deal. Goodbye.
Alright. Alright, so
And there's a giant teddy bear.
and there is a giant teddy bear.
Very happy with herself.
Alright, Callisto. There you go. What would you like to do?
Well, I guess I'll attack the Minotaur first since he's in
gosh.
my.
Okay. No problem.
You do realize that some of these people might be peaceful, right? Just
Oh. Well, yeah.
Hang on, aren't there was no that Minotaur was member of the previous party?
If you're peaceful, raise your hand.
If no one else raises their hand, I'll put mine back
Ulfgar's
down.
like,
And then no one else puts
I'm
their hand up.
peaceful.
He just kind of puts his back down. No, I was just kidding. I'm very violent. Stay away.
Well, okay. So
I've got to show you the
I'll kind
Minotaur.
of look at
There we
everyone
go. Minotaur.
first. I'll take a little bit of time, and I'll just do a big old roll and like kind of nudge him a little bit. Get out of my space, and that'll be it. I'll hold off for a little.
Okay.
We're all gonna regret doing that.
I'm gonna
but-
regret this later.
Yeah.
that I
Well, do
listened.
you want to hold your action or?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Cool. Are you waiting for like if the Minotaur looks like he's gonna do damage, you gonna?
Does that mean I get 2 when it's my turn again?
So what it means is how holding your turn usually works is you state like what kind of trigger you're waiting for, and what your intention is. So
I'm
like,
waiting for them to basically turn on us.
okay, and then your intention is to attack if they do, I assume.
Correct.
Okay. All right, cool. So then what happens is like if the Minotaur or the troll or whoever does turn on you, then you get your attack, your action right at that moment. So instead of like waiting for your next turn.
And if you don't use it before your next turn, then it just gets wasted before
Yeah,
then.
it is gone.
I've never
Just
seen
like
Sounds
that.
good.
something like this before. This is just wow.
I agree. Ulfgar, what are you doing?
Oh, damn me and my high initiative score.
Be a diplomat.
Wait, what spells do I have at this point? Because I have a feeling spells are going to come into okay. Ulfgar casts greater invisibility upon himself.
Wow.
You cheeky.
Diplomating.
I'll bet you're all wishing you could do that right now.
Alright, so Ulfgar.
I will put an icon up representing that he's
Okay.
invisible. Of some
The
sort.
dude next to you is kind of like reeling a little bit, like this human guy, reeling a little bit from being out of the mirror, and then looks at you, Ulfgar, and then boop, you're
Yeah,
gone.
Ulfgar looks
And
back
he's like-
at him and just kind of gives him a wink. We'll do.
Also, how
That's-
can that guy see you? Like, look at that guy's icon. How does he even see where he's going?
Oh, the one with the bandana over his
Yeah, yeah.
hair.
Alright.
I
so
recognize the icon too. So
Ulfgar. Oh,
from the
yeah?
book. From the player's handbook.
Oh, okay.
I could say more, but I don't know if it's going to represent what the guy might actually be. So
Who knows? Alright, so Ulfgar is invisible. And are you moving at all, Ulfgar, or are you sticking where you're at?
I think he's probably going to stay where he's at the moment. Use up one of those. Yeah, he's going to stay where he's at for now. And that's about it.
Okay, so you're staying where he's at.
Yeah, he doesn't know what to do, so he figured it's just best if he makes it look like there's one less icon in the hallway.
Alright, Tobias, you have troll butt like right in your face.
Seriously.
It's like, what would you like to do?
Yeah, I would like to. I require assistance of Moa. Which is like we have to just like be gone from here.
You're asking Moa like if she thinks you should fight, or
No, make me invisible.
oh yeah, okay, yes, Moa is happy to do so.
I didn't realize other people said that.
And I'm going to go and mount Arokh.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, Arokh, of course, he sees me because of his deep sight. Hang on. Does deep sight?
No, that just allows you to see through magical darkness.
But you do have your
uh,
kind of. I mean, you can talk to him again, right? So he knows.
Yeah, he knows.
Yeah. And it is Arokh's turn next. So, what does Team Arokh want to do?
Is there enough space to take a flight? I suppose not.
Not really. It's like a 5-foot hallway, so not a lot of room in there.
Oh, it's so tempting.
Hey, he disappeared. But who knows if they're friendly or not friendly or what? I think it's just going to be a large mess at this point.
Kermit ate some
Yeah.
spicy curry. That's
Yeah, I would like to take out the biggest threats.
Okay. How would you like to do that?
It's so cramped in here. I'm supposed to
Valia is
move.
way over in the corner. I don't know if taking her out's the best course of action right now.
The question is, I could cover a lot of ground with this. uh, um, I cannot move through occupied spaces, right?
Not really. And actually, yeah. I mean, the only reason that troll didn't attack you is because you were invisible, and he was just recovering from being spat out of a magic mirror. So.
It's a bad cabin in the woods still here.
Yep.
That's totally what it is. Except just all at once instead.
Yeah.
Instead of 4 elevators at a time, it was.
I think I'd prefer waves, to be honest.
You and me both.
Yeah, the glass balls with skeletons were much easier to fight.
Yep. Yeah, let's get
Okay, that's Argus will try to do heal. Will try to push this man back.
Like towards the Sturge, you mean?
Yeah, towards this sturge.
Okay. Yeah, you can easily do so. Because this is like a commoner, right? And, well, this.
No. He looks like commoner.
And he's dressed in merchant's clothes, and he's just kind of like bracing himself against the wall, like he's gonna vomit. You know, like like he's just like been through a tumble dryer or something, and yeah, he's kind of looking a bit bleary. So you could definitely push him into the space with the Sturge if you wanted.
Yes, please.
Gosh.
Okay. Ooh. All right.
And that will be Arokh's action.
Okay. We'll talk about a change of alignment for Arokh later. Feeding a commoner to a Sturge. All right. Aelia.
Hey, Sturge is tiny. It's not a swarm of Sturges. It's teeny tiny Sturge.
I'm sure it won't do any damage at all.
Mm-hmm. You're just trying to keep the commoners safe from the thing on the other side of a rock. We got you.
Alright, what's Aelia up to?
Probably readying an attack against the gargoyle. If it shows aggression towards her or any of her party members.
Okay.
But otherwise, she's probably going to hold her action for that.
Okay.
And then she's going to call on her ancestors to just do the circle of death and walk over everybody.
Aren't gargoyles like evil by default?
I don't know. It just appeared there. She has no idea why it's there. Maybe it's under someone else's control. Maybe it's a smart one.
Oh, they're all smart.
Maybe it's a dumb one.
Alright, so Aelia's holding her action
Yeah.
for the gargoyle to do something.
Yep.
Alright, Tinder.
Oh, how far is this?
Here comes the flame breath through Aelia.
It's 40 feet. It's barely enough.
You and your fire breath.
No. I could.
I guess Aelia would probably say, yield and you will not be harmed.
and she's saying this to the living statue.
It just looks like a living statue.
Okay, she's going to dash towards the cargo and jump over Aelia, and she's going to latch onto him and attack.
Okay. Alright. Make your rolls.
Shmish, shmish.
And
Yeah, that was probably our one friend.
Probably belongs to the other 4 that are out there.
I'm just
saying.
misunderstood.
just saying. And this friend, this friend will be decimated. So, there will be claw 4 times.
Okay, so the
and Biden as the 5th attack.
So everything except the middle claw, obviously the 7 doesn't hit. Everything else hits though.
Oh, come on. And
okay. All right.
That's not so much damage.
Oh, hang on one sec. Let me check one thing as well. Yeah. So, the gargoyle. Sorry, one sec. Tinder feels like they connected those attacks pretty solidly. But it doesn't seem to take as much damage as Tinder feels like they dealt out. Okay. Valia.
Oh man. I'm just like shaking my head and I'm like blinking, going, "What in the world is going on here?"
There's a troll.
Yeah, I'll let this troll in front of me, I guess.
Yep, absolutely.
I'm just like, what the hell just happened here? And I'm gonna rage, and I'm going to. I really don't want to attack this troll. I'm going to hold my action, and if the troll sees me, or I assume I know the bear next, because so I'm just gonna be like, anybody here, friendly. Not that anybody's gonna answer me, and I'm just gonna rage and hold my action. If this troll attacks, then I'll attack him back.
Oh boy.
That's all I really can do at this point, I guess.
Okay. So. Alright, so then next is all their turns. So, the troll does look hostile. The troll, is lurching towards. Let's do like, evens are Kellisto, odds are Valia.
What about the Minotaur or the Chilton?
Just hold your horses there. So Kellisto, the troll lurches towards you in a manner as if it's going to attack. So if you guys
By the way, he's gonna get attacked too.
Yeah, so if you guys want to, I know you're both holding your actions for this kind of activity, so if you want to take your actions now, the troll is incoming.
The first thing I do is kind of lick Valia's hand. So she knows it's me.
Okay.
Hi!
Yeah. So the second one hits. Alright.
Sorry, I have to look it all up every time I do that.
And then she gets advantage because she's right there with me, so good to go.
Okay. Alright, so that's that. Hey, Kellisto, what would you like to do?
This is such a mess.
Bear Kellisto, brown bear Kellisto.
Well, that's my bite attack.
Okay.
Excuse me.
That does not connect.
Wait, no, is that
Oh,
right?
that's a D8. Hang on.
Sorry, that's the damage. How do I do the attack? 1d20?
Yep, hang on. Let's look at
Sir
brown bear.
Strike?
Brown bear.
That's not it. Brown bear. Where is it? Brown bear.
So brown bear gets
+5.
multi-attacks. He gets 2 attacks, 1
Yeah.
bite, 1 claw, and they're both +5.
If I may make a suggestion to make things simpler,
You can certainly try.
if you hover over the dice icon on the little meter on the left, where like your little pointer is and stuff, it'll have all the different dice listed, and you can choose Advanced Dice Roller at the very bottom. And then you can actually add in the plus on there and then just click it multiple times and it'll remember each time.
I don't think that was right.
Oh no, it's 1d20, but then you just add +5 after that, not the 5d20. Sorry.
Or you could just keep doing what you're doing.
Or you just
You're
keep
fine.
doing what you're doing. That's just a thought.
Well, okay,
That
don't
second
count
one-
the one where I rolled all those other ones,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the 7, of course, probably doesn't hit, but the 18,
Yes.
hopefully.
Yes, the 18 hits.
So the first one was my bite attack. The second one was my claw attack, and that is then the damage is 2d6 plus. Okay.
Okay. So, alright. Okay, so he is going to retort. Kellisto, he was attacking you. Where did my troll sheet go? There it is. There's a lot of sheets here. So he tries to bite you first.
That does not hit. Wait, no, yes it does, sorry.
Okay, no worries.
Just realize this is the motley crew we just unleashed is just as motley as our group is. Now that I think about it, there's a
I mean,
dwarf,
for all
there's
you
a
know, they
human,
might have all been in one party.
2 small dragons, one of which is red. We've got a Lizardfolk, a bear, a Centaur, and an axe beak in the way back.
Alright, so that's its bite, and then it does a claw as well. I think that...
It equals my armor class?
Oh, so that does hit, unfortunately. Alright, so that's the troll resolved. This Minotaur and this Cholton are going to attack each other.
Perfect.
So...
That's fine.
I was seriously considering playing as a Minotaur at one point.
Okay, so Minotaur swings this great axe towards this person, and this person takes some damage and then swings. This person has a great sword, and they swing it back at and do some serious damage to the Minotaur. So Minotaur is not
impressed.
onto there, and then this one gets 15. Okay. The Sturge is going to try and bite the commoner. Of course. It's quite hungry after being. So 16 hits the commoner, and the commoner
Gets shriveled.
is dead.
They are raisined.
Hang on, make sure. Oh, I got the wrong one. Damn it! I got.
Oh no!
Come on, let me do the thing, please. That's not dead. Sturge is not dead. Wah, wah. Then this drow is going to attack sees Tinder doing some damage and unleashes some magic missiles at this Minotaur as well. So
Who did that?
The Drow.
Hmm?
Okay, so
Onto the Minotaur?
yep.
Hmm.
Oh, sorry, not the Minotaur, the Gargoyle.
Ah,
Sorry,
okay.
sorry.
I was like, that's curious.
Sorry.
It's shooting way
Yeah.
down there.
What was this thing by Arokh again? This.
That is.
Nothing for you to worry about.
It looks like a misty ripple in the air.
It's a giant fart.
Yes.
Jesus.
He sucked in too much fog.
Okay. So that pew 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 from the magic missiles. Alright. Then the gargoyle is going to retort, and as Tinder is latched on, the gargoyle is going to. Oh, the drow shouts down the hall, "Dwarf!"
I turned invisible.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
There's a human.
Yeah, so he shouts to the human, "Get out of the way!"
Oh shit.
So then the gargoyle is attacking now. So it swings all 4 arms at Tinder. Here we go. First one.
Hit. Everything. No, yeah, hit. It's 16. It's barely.
Okay.
It's AC is 16. Miss. Hit.
Oh.
And
Miss.
and miss.
And then it bites.
Jeez. He's just as bad as Tinder. Ooh.
9,
27 points of damage.
20, 39, 31.
What? Well, the first one was not a natural 20, so that +5 doesn't count.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
7
Sorry.
plus 11 plus 9.
Okay. So that's the gargoyle. This human here looks behind him. Looks kind of in this direction. Seems to kind of Ulfgar just looks right through you. Like after you disappeared, just kind of like startled by that, then is kind of looking through you after getting yelled at by the drow, and then is going to make a check. He does some fancy pants acrobatics, I think. Yep, he's got. Okay, so he's gonna do. He's gonna do a little check here. Okay. He tumbles through basically the space, but he didn't do it particularly gracefully, so the gargoyle does slash at him with a claw attack as he busts a move through there. Would Tinder want to attack this person as they move past? And
she's probably more occupied by gargoyle at this point.
And how about Aelia?
I think she would say, "Get behind me."
Okay. Alright, have we done everybody except the fart?
Goodbye, Moon Man.
So the fart disappears.
Of course. It's silent but deadly.
Jesus. Hang on 1 second. Let me check one more thing.
That's 3 people that have disappeared now. Human, a dwarf, and a fart walk into a bar.
Actually, before the fart disappears, it is going to attack Arokh. And it makes this kind of slam attack.
Oh, hits.
Okay. and then it disappears. Boop.
Mm.
And I think that's everybody, right? So Callisto.
Oh man.
All right, I'm going to attack the troll.
Okay. That hits. Okay. Oh crap! I just hang on one second.
That was a really bad damage roll.
I like how the gargoyle has a dragon head.
And
let's say that Tinder is disposable.
wow.
she's a D class.
Alright, so you see, Callisto, as you're attacking the troll, some of the wounds that you gave it last turn, kind of these, you can see the flesh knit back together again as the wound closes up a little bit. But the wounds you give it this turn are fresh and oozing troll blood.
Fresh.
That's fresh. Alright,
Yep, that's it.
okay, Ulfgar. What would your invisible self like to do?
He would like to move.
Okay.
Specifically because that the elf said so, but 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Crap. He can't stop in that square where the little thing is can he?
Well, it's little, right? It's actually tiny, so you could occupy that space.
I would like to do so.
It'd be a little tricky because there's
I know.
a human Cholton slumped against the wall, looking slightly drained.
Dehydrated,
shall we say?
one might say.
Been in the sun a little too long.
But I would like to try and move there if possible, being invisible while I am.
Okay.
I would also like to ask, would I have seen the farty thing disappear? Would I know anything about what it is?
I'm just going to do that so I can reach the sturge.
Okay.
Make a perception check. See how much of that scene you were able to take in between giant gargoyle, drow, sturge flapping around, Tinder. It is a bit yellow, isn't it? Yes, with the 27, I think you would have seen like there was something there, and you can't. Maybe you didn't see it disappear, but you definitely see that it's not there anymore.
Mm-hmm. He's just thinking that more than one person might have had the same idea he did, and he sees the crap going on down in the hallway down there, and yeah, this is probably gonna be a bad idea, but he's gonna do it anyway. So the spell he has on him, Greater Invisibility, does allow him to like attack and do other things while invisible, but it's a concentration spell. So he's going to break concentration to do another concentration spell. The other one being Fairy Fire.
Okay.
Which I will click it so that you have it there. He'll cast it in... Kinda, whoops, like that-ish area. if you follow me.
Yep. Okay. Sorry, 20-foot cube. Right. So, what color light would you like to use for your fairy fire?
Does it limit
RGB colors?
blue, green, or violet? We're gonna go with green today.
Okay. Tobias, you have a nice green glow about you now. You can see actually Ulfgar now, you can see, oh, I didn't realize Tobias was sitting on Arokh's back.
Yeah.
Hi, Tobias! And then you do see, like,
This is...
you see kind of this, why you guys just, hang on one second, actually, let me look at.
Yeah, this is a big cluster. This is just going wrong.
You see, I think you've already seen it in the rolls, right? So let me show you this.
Yeah, that thing.
So this is what you see, minus the person in the middle getting a hug, because clearly that's what's going on in that picture.
Hug, yes.
You see that kind of shape outlined by this green fire. Kellisto and Vallen. The troll is also nice and green.
And the Minotaur?
Green
and the Chultan?
Yep, everybody's green except for Kellisto and Vallen.
So basically everybody in that area, invisibility is negated and advantage is granted for anybody that is highlighted by this stuff in that area.
Yeah, Arokh's nice, got a nice green sparkle to him.
Yeah. But so are the baddies. So, excuse me. At least that was his thinking, was to stop things. But anyway, Ulfgar would say, "Arokh, come over here." Oh, Tobias, you too. Sorry about that.
Whoops.
Just take a step this way.
Just take a step this way.
Yeah. And then I think for bonus action. Oh gosh. I got nothing on this one. Aelia, I forgot, should have her attack on the troll since it's doing an attack. I guess he's done.
Oh, on the gargoyle, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah, take it. Do it. Right. He hasn't done anything yet, so it doesn't hurt.
She'll just do her two-handed spear attack. Does 16 hit?
Nope.
Okay. So she goes clang off of him and
it's difficult to hit him while Tinder's like
Yep.
trying not to hit Tinder, trying to hit
Fair
him.
enough. Yeah. That was her action for waiting for it.
Alright. So Ulfgar, sorry, did you have a bonus action or no?
He has one, but he doesn't have anything that he's going to be using it on just yet.
Okay. So coming back to that. Alright, Tobias and Arokh.
Okay, do I see this fort in front of me?
You do see it's a really big fart.
Oh, it's dexterity saves for everybody.
Oh, to avoid the fairy fire.
Yeah.
Oh, now you tell me.
Hey, I clicked it.
Oh yeah, just aced that.
Okay, that's Tobias.
That sucks.
Suck it up, Buttercup. Dexterity.
That's Arokh.
Then all these dex saves, Jesus. And lastly, boop. Alright, so the Minotaur, shall I mark them? Maybe I should mark them so you can see who has fairy fire. Fairy fire.
Which the DC is 16, by the way.
Okay. God.
So only the one I was really going for.
That's fine.
Just see my Discord message.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, but Discord tells me the wrong time, so I don't know how much time is left.
No time.
Mine is now.
Gotcha.
No time at all. I think those are the only two. Okay, affected.
So yeah.
All right.
The champion and the stalker are okay.
Yes. So Valia, do you want to turn over ownership of your character to somebody else, or
That's fine.
As a whole, would you guys like to wrap it up and come back to finishing this battle next week, or?
Looks like a doozy.
Or do you want to continue? I'll leave it up to you guys.
I'm fine either way.
Me
I
too.
can hand my character over.
I
Just
don't
2
know.
war hammers and a bite, and you're good. As long as they keep hitting you, you'll stay raged.
I'm good either way.
Yeah, I guess I don't really have an opinion. I mean, next week I'm not going to be here at all, so somebody's going to have to play 8 characters.
Yep. Yep. Nerevar, what about you?
I'm fine. Also, either way, we can either go and finish this or just end it here.
I feel I'm already playing 2 characters right now. Sorry. I feel like I don't know. I could probably play the third one, but
If you give it to me somehow, I'll play Valia.
I can do that.
Okay, and I'll take this opportunity and I'll be right back.
Okay.
And then maybe next week, Monkey, you can play me.
Yeah, that's fine. I can do that.
Sounds good.
You're gonna get played.
There you go. You should have Valia now in your journal now, Callisto.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Thank you guys. Sorry about that.
Yeah,
No
no
worries.
problem.
problem.
Thanks. Okay.
Yeah. Good luck.
We'll let you know how it goes.
Right. Eat
Who's
the
still
troll.
alive?
Eat the troll. All right.
Bye.
It's unexpecting the monitor. Yeah, the images to mess up briefly. Hi everybody, we're all in a really small screen. You're gonna have to bear with me while I rearrange that.
Oh boy.
But that's alright.
Teeny tiny.
Yeah. So if you wanted to, I don't know what you wanted to do next, Kashcah. This will take me a moment.
Well, I'm actually waiting on Nere to get back because it's Tobias and Arokh's turn. And
Say it's Nerevar's turn, of course.
I don't know who's. Well, does Aelia want to go? Well, oh, you're doing the. I could. Here,
Whoop, sorry.
I will take Aelia's turn while we're waiting for them to return.
That works. I like this. Oh god.
Alright, she's gonna do a 2-handed spear attack versus Gargoyle.
Okay, I'm back.
One sec. She's taking Aelia's turn while you were gone.
Alright, so he actually takes that. But... Alright.
Fair enough.
Okay, so what you up to, Tobias?
Since I don't see the fart.
Ha.
I
I got it all working. I got lucky.
I got lucky.
We're back.
Kellisto, what's your dex?
2.5.
My dexterity. Is it the small number at the bottom? It's 16. Or 3 is the big number. I don't know which one you're asking for.
Okay, I think you'll survive.
Actually, I'm a bear now, so it's
Oh.
10
How many hit points
plus
do you have?
0. So I have no real dexterity.
Oh.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. Just kill things.
There will be a little bit of smoldering fur in the air. Oh, okay. Since it's Tobias' turn. I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt towards the troll.
Okay.
On second level cast.
Alright.
Does it connect?
It
does
does.
connect?
It does. Yep. So he takes a bolt of radiant energy to the face.
Yeah, and since he got already ferrite, so the double advantage doesn't exist, unfortunately. because the passive of the guiding bolt, this little DM that allows for advantage.
Mm.
And I'm going to blow my horn.
Oh
my
boy.
dragon horn.
Okay. Oh god.
Oh god, indeed.
Hold on to your butts.
Mhm. And that will be Tobias' action. And okay, so we're going to skip towards Arokh,
Yes.
or do you want me to do something else?
No. Both of you go together.
Okay, on the sound of the horn, Arokh just readying his breath weapon, and he's going to fire towards Troll, Minotaur, and unfortunately Kellisto in the
Okay.
60-foot line.
So he's doing the line. Gotcha.
It is in the line.
God.
Just let me check this. It's 1d6 per summon level. Okay.
So they get a dex save, right? To take half.
These dragons, they're just too free with their breath attacks. I tell you what.
Yeah, and I think, do I remember correctly? I get additional 2d6.
Mm-hmm. You do remember correctly. Yep. That is right.
Okay, so let's do this. That doesn't matter because it hits. And just will be additional 2 dice. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
11d6 damage.
So they get dex save for half, though, right?
Yeah, and DC is 12. The DC is, hang on, 12.
Okay.
Here's the fun part.
Alright, so that's the Minotaur. Fails.
She gave you her dex score of her character, not of her as a bear.
Oh, she did.
Oh
say
yeah,
that,
I
so-
did. I did say it was a dex of 10 plus 0 for the.
Oh wow, the Minotaur and the Troll. Holy cow.
Okay. So they all fail
So what do I roll for dex save for
for a brown bear.
basic
Brown bear?
the D6?
No, it's a D20.
It's just a
then-
straight D20
yeah,
for a
just
brown bear.
straight D20.
Oh, that's a
Oh,
D12.
that's a D12.
Sorry.
That's all right. Oh,
Hey!
nice!
Oh god, hold on your butts.
The
Okay.
bear kind of like, you know,
Singed
lunges a little bit towards underneath the Minotaur or something.
bear.
Okay.
What kind of damage is it?
Fire damage.
Okay. Hang on 1 second then. Da-da-da-da.
Yeah, that is.
Okay.
Wow.
So the troll is a smouldering heap on the floor. That is a good roll.
Your fire breath is normally 96, or did it double it?
No, I think it's leveled up basically.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's 1d6 per summoner level.
And then the horn gave it extra. Wow. Extra oomph.
Okay.
Spicy.
Spicy indeed. Okay, so the Minotaur looks like it's been completely blasted, right? It's still standing, but it's got like this massive scorch mark across its one side now. Like half of it is like this blackened kind of skin and burns and all kinds of gross stuff. The troll collapses to a smouldering heap on the floor and is just kind of pretty gross to look at. It's like mostly burnt away. It's fairly disgusting.
The invisible fart.
The invisible fart stays invisible, man. And Callisto, how did Brown Bear Callisto fare?
I had a 19 dex, so I don't know what do I.
So
Did
you
I
take-
get out of the way?
You take half damage.
So
Half
21.
damage?
21 fire. Singy Stinky Bear Fur Burn.
21. That turns me back into.
Okay.
Oof.
All right.
And any
Collateral damage.
damage beyond the bear's hit points, you take on your character.
Yeah, I lost a little 9, I think.
Okay. So the female Cholton champion here in the corner kind of cries out in surprise as this blast of fire comes shooting down the hallway and scorches everybody. But then you see it do a little with the troll collapsing. So right, Tinder.
And Tinder, she's going to do the same.
Okay.
Hopefully not at Aelia or Ulfgar. Just straight at the gargoyle.
Straight at the gargoyle.
Thank you. I was just like, oh look, a drow.
Okay, so I'm going to roll 11.
And the gargoyle.
This is ridiculous.
So hang on though, because the horn was for Arokh. So 9 for Tinder.
Yeah, Tinder's not inspired by a horn of herself.
Right. That's a very good point.
Is it?
Well, you know, no, it's not of her because it's just the likeness of her, but it is still 9d6 for the.
Okay, so should I reroll or just you go into? Let me roll 2d6s and you just subtract this from the damage, okay?
Just roll 9d6 because and it's not that great of a roll.
Okay.
There's a lot of 2s in there and a 1. Oh.
Jesus.
Okay. Alright, and what the gargoyle rolled an 11 and the DC is 12, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
hang on one sec, let me check. Check. Okay. Right, yep, gargoyle. What is going on? Come on. Why can't I? Alright, that's great. Hang on. No, I'm not gonna reload. Alright, I guess I'm tracking this manually now. That's fantastic. Sorry. Suddenly Roll20 doesn't want me to, so he takes negative 35. Okay.
Doesn't want you to do what?
Don't worry.
Okay.
Valia.
So we don't know. So the Minotaur never went after either of us, right?
Went after
we don't know whether
the Cholton in armor.
Yeah, but how do you know that's a good guy, right? I think she would gruffly say to them, are either you guys going to make us trouble or something like that?
Okay. Right. So she kind of holding her action to see.
Yeah, I'll see if any of them try to attack.
Okay. All right. Then anything else you would like to do? Or?
She just moves closer.
Okay.
To them.
Right. This guy is putting as much space between him and this cluster as he possibly can. The Sturge sees a likely candidate for more food.
Isn't it full already?
It's going to try
try
and attach itself to Ulfgar and succeeds.
Nat 20, really?
Yeah, really. Okay. So it drains some blood from you and causes some damages.
Doesn't attack. Instead, at the start of each of the Sturge's turns, target loses hit points due to blood loss.
So basically it's attacked and is currently sucking your blood, causing you damage.
Okay.
Okay. So that's the Sturge. The Drow is going to hit this guy up again with some more magic missiles. So this gargoyle takes some more damage. So that's everybody there. This champion is going to continue to attack the gargoyle and does a couple of big swings. Oh, that one
Minotaur?
misses. Yep, sorry, the Minotaur.
It's got advantage
Oh, then.
because of the green.
Because, yep. Thank you for reminding me of that. So it does a couple of big swings at the Minotaur. Let me check the Minotaur one more time for any. Okay, nope, no resistances. And the Minotaur
That's a lot of damage.
kicks the bucket. Clogs are popped.
Clogs are popped.
And then some stuff might happen that so Valia, nothing happens. Nothing happens. No, nothing happens at all to Valia. And I think that's everybody there, right?
Yeah.
So.
All of the peoples? Yep. And the troll cannot regenerate because it got smacked with fire damage, so does truly expire. So Callisto. It's just you, Valia, and this champion of Chult now. Some shiny armor in the corner.
I look at him or her.
It's a lady.
I look at her and I say, friend or foe?
She kind of spits on the Minotaur and says, "Well, if you were fighting the troll, then you seem to be my friend."
Okay. Then let's do you know how you got into the mirror?
She says, "Yes, but I think there is still fight to be done."
Get this thing off of me!
I'm coming. And I
Right.
walk, or I run over.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Did you want to? I'm sorry. Your action as well.
If I can still go, well, yeah, I didn't walk that far. Was talking to her considered my action?
No, it's just 6 second.
Okay. Then I will
exchange.
attack whatever thing that is, or try to pry it off of him somehow.
The last time I think you guys saw these was in Firefinger when you first met Tobias.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't remember like how to get them off.
Just stab it.
You can you can basically use your action to pull the Sturge off.
I will do that.
Okay.
I will use my action to pull the Sturge off of.
You and your big beefy frog hands.
Do I have to roll something for this?
I think just to grab it, make a dex roll just to grab it. Grab it, and take it.
Boo.
I'm trying to think if you.
Stop moving!
Yeah, it's a little tricky to grab.
Actually, does fairy light affect Sturge?
It's not in that area.
And
Yeah.
the green
Okay,
screen.
okay, I see. This going on. Okay.
Yeah, so you can't quite get your hands on it. Ulfgar is wriggling too much, and the Sturge is kind of slippery. So you just can't get your hands on the Sturge. Ulfgar, what would you like to do?
He would like to drop Fairy Fire.
Okay.
And try removing the thing from him if he thinks he can. Otherwise, he's just gonna try stabbing at it. But
So, well, you can either or, right? You can either try and grab it, which I think, just give like a dex roll, like Kellisto
yeah,
did,
let's just we'll just
or you can
grab
try
it.
and
We'll try
stab.
grabbing it.
Okay,
So, what am I doing?
just a dex roll.
Save or
No,
check?
just a check. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay. Yep, you're able to grab it
Okay.
and detach it. Basically, you can use your action to detach it.
Okay. There
So
you
you've
go.
got this sturge wriggling around in your mitts. It's like,
Squash it under your boot.
He'll say, "I'll hold it still. You kill it." And he's just holding it out.
choke the living. Yeah, really?
And that's it for his turn.
Okay. Alright, Tobias and Arokh.
There's not so much space. Okay, another guiding bolt towards Gargoyle.
Oh, okay, so this direction.
This direction.
Okay.
Hang on. No, I got better idea.
Okay.
Let me check the description.
It's Tobias's turn, right?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I'm going to cast Maximilian's Earthen Grasp.
Oh. Okay, so Gargoyle might be quite good at strength saves. No, or not. I mean,
or not. Do you want a description of spell?
sure. You want to describe what it looks like?
I'm choosing 5 foot square on occupied space where a clay hand rises, and I'm just basically strangled in the gargoyle.
Okay. Alright. So it does kind of get a grasp of him, and he does take some damage from that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I didn't advance turn order. And Arokh?
Another bro weapon. Okay, just joking.
I'm like, oh god.
Well, it is restrained.
Wait, the sturge, you mean?
No.
The gargoyle.
Oh, the gargoyle.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Which means attacks against it have advantage. It can't move. And it's got dexterity disadvantage saving throws.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Perfect.
Let me put, I'll even put, there we go, a little net icon. It's restrained. There you go. Not that these icons have helped me remember anything at all so far.
Something's going on with these icons. That's what it means. Oh, come on, roll 20.
Okay, so it's 5 foot. There's not enough space to leap over everyone else.
Just claw it. You got advantage. Oh, that's right. They do half damage. I forgot.
Not exactly. You're in the way.
For clawing?
Yeah, for moving.
Oh, you're so wriggly. Ow. Oh, god damn it.
Yeah, so Arokh will basically hold on his action.
So just to give you an idea, on the stake scale, he looks like the gargoyle looks medium well done. Actually, more like medium well done.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Arokh's holding. Right, Aelia.
Sorry, you said Aelia.
Yes, please.
Aelia is going to attack
Okay.
with Sacred Flame. It's got a disadvantage on dexterity saves.
I see. Very nice.
So she does 6 points of radiant damage, because it's more likely to hit and hurt than her spear was, especially with a critter in the way.
And this save is for half damage.
Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, it's disadvantage, so it still takes the full
fails.
damage.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else Aelia would like to do?
That's it.
Okie doke.
She cast her spell.
Tinder?
Okay, she's going again with breath attack.
Okay. So it's got disadvantage on dex saves, right? God damn it. Guys are evil.
Yeah.
Okay. It fails its dex save.
9 or 9.
Yeah, and this time will be acid damage.
Okay. Alright, so it takes. So it looks like, you know, a big chunk of gargoyle just kind of melts away from this acid damage, and one of its arms is like just kind of like all melted. You know what? The gargoyle didn't go last time, did he? Damn it. Did he? No, gargoyle didn't go. Son of a bitch. Okay.
Sorry, there's a lot to keep track of.
Yeah, too late now. Alright, okay, Valia.
I don't know that she can actually get to anything. I feel like if she could get close enough to reach over our heads, she would try to stab the thing on Ulfgar's neck, even, you know.
Oh, so
Would
he was able to wrestle it off himself. And he's got this scourge now, like, almost grappled.
Can she reach with her javelin over, like, 2 people?
She could throw it.
She could throw it, but
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think she would do that.
I don't know.
Right.
She might. Yeah, it's kind of tough. I don't know there's much.
Yeah, I think she would just hold her action because she can't get through all the throng.
Okay.
She would just huff.
Okay. Alright. So then let's deal with all this lot. So this guy, he's the easiest guy, is gonna make his way up the stairs, and actually he's like now out of sight of everybody, so let's do that. Then Gargoyle, let's not forget him this time, is gonna do.
What gargoyle?
Yeah, he's got one melted arm, so let's take away one of his claw attacks. But he does 1, 2, 3 claw attacks and a bite attack on Tinder.
All of its attack
Okay.
rolls have disadvantage, by the way.
Okay, so
One of them still hits, that's for certain.
But I think the bite probably still hits.
Yeah, the bite and the last claw hits.
Okay. Alright, so does that and that.
So, which is
Okay,
which?
Tinder is poofed.
Oh, gone. Okay. Bye-bye, Tinder.
Okay.
You did good.
You did good. Thanks, disposable Tinder. Alright, so that's Gargoyle. Drow Mage. Still, I think.
Yelling for people to get out of the way.
Drow Mage is going to zap. Oof.
Oh, there is a lightning bolt. Holy crap. Okay.
At the gargoyle. Gargoyle fails his dex save, and gargoyle is electrocuted to death. So, Aelia, you guys see like the Drow Mage hands kind of crackle, and then this like bolt of lightning surges down the hallway, actually, just kind of like all the way down here, you know. But the gargoyle takes the brunt of it, like front and center, and whole body like goes rigid for a second with this crackling energy, and then drops to the floor, and just kind of slowly disintegrates. Okay, so that's Drow Mage. And then one other thing is going to happen.
Fart.
Fart is going to. Oh wait, hang on.
Huh?
Eh?
Okay, so does 2 attacks towards Valia, and one of them connects. So Valia takes 8 damage from this invisible fart.
Was Valia still raging?
Ooh.
Yes, I think so.
'Cause
When does it stop?
I don't know.
When she doesn't, she has to keep in combat.
She
Right?
stopped, yeah.
Okay, so then she does take full damage for it.
So that was 8.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I can see her hit points now. I'm like, oh, haha, she's just laughing it off.
Something tickled me.
Alright, Callisto. Ulfgar is there with squirming Sturge in his.
So did the squirming sturge take its turn?
No, it didn't.
That's a good mention.
It is going to try and escape. It is feeble. But. Oh, Ulfgar, you want to make a strength check to try and hold on to this dude?
Rather make a dexterity check to hold on to that dude.
Well, you're not trying to grab him anymore, you.
Would it be athletics or straight strength?
I think athletics, because we're kind of in a grapple situation now.
Okay. Oy,
Oh
not
yeah,
bad.
you're still holding on to him.
Not
All right.
bad.
Thank you for the reminder, though. So he tried to escape. He failed. Ulfgar still has him.
Okay. And then the Cholton, I assume, is not doing it.
The Cholton is cleaning the blood from their sword. It's this huge big sword, and she kind of tears some of the cloth from the Minotaur's body. Minotaur had this kind of like sash thing going on, and is using it to wipe the blood from her sword. Oh, sorry.
I take my scimitar and I kind of like just really delicately but forcefully, so that I don't cut off Ulfgar's hands, and like just kind of go like that into.
Okay. Yes, you hit it, and the Sturge is dead.
Pop.
You like cleave it in two, basically.
Oh.
You've just
Voltron
got
moment.
bits now. It's like Callisto just pulverized the Sturge with her scimitar. And Ulfgar, you've just got these bits of Sturge in your hands now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alright. Ulfgar, anything you want to do?
Yes.
Okay.
Ulfgar casts Fairy Fire. He knows that thing was there and that it turned indivisible.
Okay.
So he's going to try casting it centered on Valia. I know it doesn't make a lot of sense, but it. I guess basically it's a 20-foot square, so it's going to be like that. If it makes sense, so that it doesn't actually get this massive group of tokens here, or whoops. Here, because I have no idea who all's there, but I know there's a bunch of tokens there at this point.
Mm-hmm.
In an attempt to try and light up the stalker, and he'll try green light again. So it's a dex save.
What's the DC?
The DC is 16.
Okay.
So it is a light with green energy. Valia gets a save, the champion gets a save.
Right. So the champion, you hear from around the corner, Ulfgar, "What the fuck?"
He
this
doesn't even know
champion kinda
someone's
like-
there.
Almost like pushes Valia. "Who the hell did that?"
Well, they probably see an also invisible glowing entity.
Except you don't.
What do you mean? It failed. Oh, the champion failed, but... Sorry, I thought that... So... Did it light up with fairy fire?
No.
Then he would drop it as soon as he cast it.
Okay.
So that was pretty much all he was going to try and do. Sorry,
Okay.
I thought that dexterity save was for the
Oh, no, that was for the champion.
fart. Sorry. There's something over there. Watch out. And that's pretty much all he'd say at that point. And he'd blow his horn and try and give Valia inspiration.
Okay. All right.
And that is his turn.
Okay.
Actually, I need to waste another spell slot. Wait, there we go.
Tobias and Arokh.
I would try to look for any signs of this fort.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Perception.
Sorry, the invisible stalker. I realize now it's been trivialized as a giant fart. I'm sorry.
You don't see any sign of it.
How about Arokh?
Perception check by Arokh as well, please. He also sees no sign.
Damn it!
Right. Aelia?
I guess Aelia doesn't need to worry about a double tap, but a drow is a questionable figure, so she would probably approach and give him the same ultimatum. Say, basically, lower any weapons or face the consequences. And she's got her spear probably pointed at the ground. And she'll hold an action if the mage attacks her. She'll attack the mage. She just saw him just shoot a giant lightning bolt down the hallway, so she just doesn't want him to do the same with everybody else. Obviously, it's the bigger threat, but it doesn't mean he's not one.
Mm-hmm.
Or she,
Okay.
or whoever.
So... Oh. Thank you. Sorry, could you say it one more time? The interruption distracted.
For Aelia?
Yes.
She was saying lower any weapons or be retaliated upon. And she's lowered her spear, not like she's pointing it at him. Meaning his weapons,
okay.
he just shot
Yeah.
lightning bolts from his hands.
Okay. He kind of like looks at his hands and looks at Aelia. We'll see if he does anything when it's his turn. Valia?
Oh. Allow me to readjust that. Welcome back, monkey.
Sorry.
No
Hey,
worries.
it's your
quicker than I
turn.
thought.
How fast can you figure out what is going on? This.
So there's a squishy burnt pile of troll underneath you. There's a dead Minotaur. This Cholton champion is cleaning blood off their sword with a rag. And
Oh, the Minotaur died.
Yeah.
Down the hallway, you see like remnants of the four-armed gargoyle. You're aware that Ulfgar and Callisto have been like wrestling with a sturge, and Ulfgar now looks like he's got chunks of it in his hands.
And somebody performed on you a Nelson grab.
If it makes you helps at all, I was gonna have you do a perception check to try to look for the ghost. Sorry, the fart.
You did get slammed into by an invisible force and took some bludgeoning damage from that guy.
Ah, okay. So we're fart's still on the loose. Okay.
And your rage has ended.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let her.
And it is your turn. Oh, perception. Okay. You don't see any sign of this fart.
Does Cholton guy look like a threat or anything?
So this is a Cholton lady, and
No.
she just got quite upset at Ulfgar because he cast Fairy Fire and she was caught off guard and ended up surrounded by silly flames. But she doesn't seem like she's threatening at all. She actually, you heard her say to Kellisto something about like, you know, any enemy of the troll is a friend of hers, kind of thing.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot. I dropped that spell. Sorry.
Well, I will hold. I will kind of just stay in a stance. With my shield up, my new breast shield, which I forgot to get the details on that from you last time. But hold the shield up, and I'm just gonna wait with my warhammer in hand and hold my action. If I get force bumped again, then I'm gonna try. I don't have a shield bash per se as a spell, but I'm gonna try to punch it with the shield. So.
Okay. All right. So
I have angry kitten.
you have angry kittens.
Oh, I got shots.
Oh no. That would make me angry as well. Okay. So the Cholton warrior says to you, where are we exactly?
I just look at her. I'm like, I just shrug my shoulders. I'm like, we're in a temple. How long have you been in there?
She says, well, I was trapped in the mirror during the city's fall, during Omu's fall. I have no idea, how long ago that was.
I just kind of like, I look back and at everybody down the hall, and I'm like, oh boy, this is gonna take a. I said, let's find this spectral thing that's around here first, and then we'll explain everything to you.
Okay.
Do you know how to find that thing, by the way?
She says, I have no idea what you're talking about. So the Drow Mage, looks at Aelia and says, how exactly should I drop my spells? He says, that is the most ridiculous request I think I've ever heard. He says, did I not just kill the gargoyle for you? And seems quite off-put by Aelia's insinuation that he might, be, like in the same group as the gargoyle kind of thing. And yeah, And that's all that happens on their turn. So, let's break turn order for just a moment, and how do you guys want to go about searching for the fart?
Well, I was going to do my own perception check.
Okay. All right. So if everybody wants to kind of take, their turn of what they would do to try and find this thing, then I can let you know if you're able to or not. And we'll just kind of, instead of just going through turn order.
Tobias will order Chilton, woman, and Valia to get out of this room because he just want to cleanse it.
Okay. Chilton Warrior says, well, I don't take kindly to your tone. I'll certainly get out of the way. And she comes and kind of stands over here. She's kicking at the gargoyle bits.
I'm like, well, if you find it, you have fun with it. I'm gonna push my way through down here by where Aelia is, and I'm gonna look at this like drow elf, and I'm like, who are you?
The drow says, well, I'm not sure if I'm about to be attacked or not. He says, but my name is Tal Zolbris.
I just nod my head. I'm like, well, the way I see it is all the things that were attacking needed to be attacked are dead. So, I mean, I'm not going to attack you at this particular moment unless you give me a reason. So I think we're okay right now. We are in middle of trying to find a spectral thing. You look magic-y. Can you see if you can find it?
That's a good request.
He says, I can do the same thing that the dwarf was doing. Says, if you want to, to find somebody who is invisible, that's probably the best way.
Says, I just nod my head and point and kind of give him the gesture of go ahead, be my guy.
Okay, so the drow will center on himself, fairy fire.
Jesus.
A self-centered elf.
Shocking, right?
Right.
So yeah, 20-foot cube from the elf needs to make a dexterity saving throw if you're bothered about being covered in fairy fire. If you're not bothered about, if you're happy to take the fairy fire, then
yeah, I don't care.
Okay.
I don't think any of us care at this. I tell Ulfgar, look, Ulfgar, I'm magic.
You're something, that's for certain.
And there is no sign other than the folks whose tokens you see. So no invisible stalker shape appears in the fairy fire.
Oh crap, it looks like it got away. That's not good.
Ulfgar would cast again in the same area down here again.
Okay.
One more time.
Alright. Yeah, nothing there either.
Okay.
So I just kind of lean back against the wall. I'm like, well, now that all that cluster mess is over.
Oops.
I look at the drow and I'm like, how long have you been stuck in there? Do you know?
He says, well, I'm assuming that we're in the tomb. He says, I made a stupid mistake and became trapped in there during the construction of the tomb.
Whoa, what? Say that again? Did you say construction of the tomb?
He says, yes, somebody did build this magnificent place.
Oh, yeah, no, I completely get that. I just mean, like, wow, you're old.
Ulfgar says,
Well,
so you're
I am an
responsible for all the traps and mayhem and madness at this place and has
He
inside?
said, I didn't say I built it, dwarf.
I just laughed. I just like, wow. No, I mean, it's just surprising because this place hasn't, like, well, I kind of look at the Cholton warrior and I said, I hate to tell you, this city's kind of been. And I look up in the air and I'm like, hey, Papazotto, should I tell her how long it's been? Do you even know how long it's been?
Papa Sattel says, yes, you should tell her. He says, but it has been too many years to count.
Okay, well that at least gives me something. So I tell, I'm like, you see, it's been a long time, a very long time since the fall. The city's been in ruins for quite a while. You've been in there a long time with pretty boy there. And I just wave at him. I said, I'm Valia, by the way. Sorry, I should have told you that. It was just, commotion.
You see her face, like, go from, like, being kind of stern and, like, she was a bit like chip on her shoulder from being ordered around by some human wizard, and her face just changes from that to one of, like, complete despair. And she says, like, what do you mean the city has fallen? Like, it goes, like, through this, like, rainbow of emotions, right? Her face, and it's, like, goes from despair to kind of, like, anger and disbelief almost.
At this point, I look at Ulfgar and I'm like, Ulfgar, a little help, please. You're a little better with this kind of thing.
He says, you're doing fine. I am Ulfgar. This is Kellisto. That's Tobias. And his friend that is under him is Arokh. Also, we've got Aelia over there. We've got a small axe-beak friend named Flippy down the way. And what are your names? And he kind of motions more towards the champion than towards the mage, because the mage already gave his name.
The champion says, my name is Lucana.
Lucana.
I look at her and I said, it's nice to meet you. I said, but yeah, I'm afraid. I just kind of look at Ulfgar and, like, raise an eye. I don't have an eyebrow, but I'm sorry to, like, say it like that. I mean, it's just shocking because, this place has been overrun by Yuanti, and then on top of that, like, there's this plague, deathmonger artifact. There's a big thing going on that's why we're here. And
she says, so my queen, Napaka, what of her?
I don't know about Alpaca, but I'm sorry, Napaka. I don't know anything about that, but there hasn't been a ruler here in a long time that
She
we
says,
know of.
how do I get out of here?
Yeah,
It's
that's
dangerous
go
to
up,
go alone.
and
Here,
it's very dangerous.
take this. No,
She-
Yeah, it's dangerous to go alone. Here, take that.
She looks at you, Ulfgar, and says, I can handle myself.
No, you don't understand. I'm like, I just shake my head. I was like, you don't understand. Can we go maybe down this hallway where it's a little bit more clear of bodies and rest for a second and let us explain what's going on?
She says, I think I have heard enough, really, but if you insist.
I mean, it's the best thing for both of you two since you've been stuck in there for a little.
Do you two know each other?
Right, you're talking to the drow and the champion?
Yes.
Says the drow, like, rolls his eyes, and the champion says, no, I do not know him.
Ulfgar asks the champion, how did you come to be encased in the mirror?
She says,
I whisper, he told you that.
No, I heard the mage accidentally during the construction of the tomb.
Oh, yeah.
she says, It was during combat in the city. She said, I was caught unawares. It looked like a mirror. And before I knew it, I was trapped. She's wearing this
that's interesting.
super fancy pants armor, by the way. It looks like it's made from giant pieces of chitin.
So did you come into the tomb during the siege? Or was the mirror somewhere else?
She says the mirror was not in the tomb. It was up in the city, and says there was chaos because of the fighting.
With who?
Says, well, with the UNT and the undead.
Yes, the undead. That's another thing. That's why we're here, kind of.
So, Mage Guy, was the city still intact when they were building this tomb? Or I'm trying to think that you got trapped after.
My name is Tald.
Called, sorry.
And he says the tomb was constructed after the murder of Omu's gods.
Oh, I am looking at. I'm like.
Ulfgar says, who
Papazato,
murdered
sorry
them?
about.
Both verbally and mentally to Ijin.
Ijin replies, a Serac. You can. It's like the voice in your head is like spitting hate when it mutters that word.
Who's this, Sarah?
So you're holding grudge against him?
Wait, who are you talking to?
He's. Sorry.
I'm referring to the draw.
Oh, the drow. The drow says, well, we're certainly not friends anymore.
With a Serac? Or the gods that were murdered?
He says, look, I'm more interested in leaving, and if you can help me achieve that, then I would consider myself your friend.
I'd be happy to help. Do you have a place to go?
He says, well, we'll see what places are left.
There aren't many that are close to here.
And it's very dangerous out there, by the way.
It would probably be close to a month travel by foot to one of the more regular cities around.
Yeah, I hold up a hand. I said, before you do actually leave, I need to ask, since you were here when this thing was built, what is the artifact that's here? There's an artifact here that we're trying to find. And I'm just like spilling it all, like telling them everything that's going on.
Maybe just trying to find out the purpose of the tomb, I'm sure, was just to bury the defeated gods. Or the murdered gods. The ones that currently, and Ulfgar says this, looking at both of them, inhabit most of our party.
I just smile real big, my teeth all sticking out.
Yeah, Lakana is like, what? When you say that? Like, gods are inhabiting you, and the Cholton gods that we used to worship are inhabiting you. That is like her eyes get like...
Her mind's totally blown.
Yeah, exactly.
Their spirits are currently... Their spiritual avatars are currently guiding 4 of us in the group here.
Okay, Kashcah, I would like to talk with this Chultan woman. He looks like a soldier, so I would like to use my soldier background to get to her and provide every detail what we done so far.
Okay, so you're gonna sit down. You guys are gonna kind of sit down, have a chat here.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'll offer her some like dried like bits of bat and like if we have any kind of water left. I'm like, here, you might. I don't know if you need this, but you might want to sit down and listen to what he's got.
She's like, strangely, I feel neither more hungry or thirsty than when I first was trapped by the mirror. So she like she kind of sits with her back against one of the walls and listens to what you have to say, Tobias, and the drow will kind of lean against the wall and take it in as well, and so you want to like summarize what you're sharing with them.
Yeah, that we just here for looking for some longer. Excuse me. Because there's ongoing plague of undead and undeaf. Yeah, basically. I'm just going to tell everything in a nutshell.
Okay. All right. There are moments where the champion, her mouth like hangs wide. She's just in like shock and disbelief, and they both kind of, and the drow even kind of like raises eyebrows, like, what? A few times as well. So the champion says, I know nothing of this soulmonger that you seek. She says, I know nothing of this tomb that you are in, except that apparently it houses the gods that I worship, which is slightly disturbing. She says, I have no interest in continuing through this tomb, but if you want me to stay and help, I will.
And that will be your act of last resolve for your city of Omo.
She says, I am dedicated to Omu. She says, and I will not leave until I learn what has happened to my queen.
Ulfgar speaks up and says, her bloodline is not lost.
I would like, you guys to make a perception check, please.
Meanwhile, the invisible stalker's just listening to all this going, holy shit. Perception, you say?
Yes, please.
I say the invisible stalker's going, any, mini, miny, mo.
You guys all see, kind of loitering back here, is the human...
I forgot about that guy.
Oh, gosh.
The human...
Yeah, I forgot about him.
And he looks kind of sheepish, like he's kind of like afraid to approach during...
Get over here.
And he's just kind of like loitering. He keeps like looking down over the railing, you know. He's kind of like looking down, like he looks kind of nervous, and he's kind of like standing.
I'm gonna step around the corner in front of Aelia, and I'm gonna say, "Hey, you! I wouldn't advise going anywhere further from there because it's really dangerous."
Yes, we found it's best not to split the party.
I just nod my head.
Except when it comes to her. She's alright to go on by herself.
I just nod my head.
He says, I don't know what to do.
Stay close.
I'm gonna approach him a little bit. I'm gonna be like, "Don't run. I'm not gonna hurt you. We're done killing."
We're done killing.
His eyes get wide when you say that.
For now.
I'm like, "Who are you anyway? What's your name? How long have you been in there? We're doing show and tell. Come down here with everybody else."
He says, so he'll follow you, Valia, if you kind of head down there. He says, my name is Pox, but don't hold that against me. He says, Long Steel. He says, I followed this company of adventurers such as yourselves into the tomb, and I made the mistake of looking in that mirror.
Was there a dwarf guy with you? And what were the other people in the party? Yeah, a dragonborn. What did you see? A dragonborn and a human? A dragonborn that smells funny?
He says, I was following, there was a dwarf and yes, a dragonborn and a human. Yes, I believe they called themselves the Company of the Yellow Banner.
Yeah, let's check out what we found with this journal.
Yeah.
Would you
about
know
that.
somebody by the name of Artis?
He says, I don't think that was any of their names, but I
I
wasn't
just shake
exactly
my head no.
with their group.
I peek around this guy's shoulder because I've like made my way behind him to make sure nothing funny happens.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm peeking over his shoulder, shaking at Ulfgar, shaking my head like, no, he's not gonna know who that is. I know what he's talking about. The journal that we found. He's with that company. I said, I hate to tell you this, but I think pretty much all your people are dead.
He says, I know most of them didn't make it this far, but the human was still alive when we got to this level.
Have we run across a human yet?
Okay,
I'm like tapping my head like,
There was somebody that we've seen that we have not seen yet. They turned invisible some time ago.
a question. Will he be older or younger than Tobias?
Oh, this guy here?
Yeah.
Wait, how old is Tobias again?
He's in late 20s.
He's a little bit younger, you think, right? Just a guess. He looks like he's like early 20s, maybe.
Okay, what are your quirks?
My quirks? I don't know.
Pull yourself together.
Jeez.
He says, I was just trying to stay out of harm's way, and I thought maybe I could make a little money.
So you didn't have an actual purpose in this party? You were just kind of hanging about for...
He says, well, I wasn't really with the party.
Oh, I see. Well, I highly advise no trickery because, well, we saved you and I'll eat you. So you might want to, hang out and just be cool like everybody else. Hey, mage guy down there. I forgot what his name was. That's why. Anyway, I'm like, hey, there's a painting thing down at the end of that hall with a. And I explained the painting and stuff, and I'm like, do you have any clue what that might be, or who that is, or if there's a door behind it? Can you tell?
Wow. I thought Ulfgar was talkative.
He says, if we are done with that conversation here, and all I'm going to be around for is opening trap doors, then I think I shall take my leave.
You do realize that the city is infested with Yuan-Ti, and in the general area is totally covered with undead. We were hoping to try and quell at least one of those two by finding the soulmonger here.
I holler down the hall, King of Feather!
Plus, there's also a Tyrannosaurus Rex walking around not far from the entrance of the tomb. I would hazard that you take caution. Staying with us may not be the best route, but it could be your
Dwarf,
best
when
choice.
I require education from you, I will certainly let you know. Says, I am aware of the dangers of Chult. After all, I was here during the construction of this tomb.
And you're
I don't think you do.
familiar with its current changes. This is why I caution you.
And what's your role with the construction?
He says, I wasn't exactly helping, if that's what you mean.
But you're like this guy here, and I point at the guy in front of me.
He says, he looks at you, Valia, and says, he kind of rolls his eyes a bit and says, no, I am not a tomb robber.
So what did you do here during that time?
He says, well, like most mages, our services are well paid for when needed. He says,
You're still not answering the question.
He says, do you want my resume? perhaps a job history? Is this what we're here to discuss? He says.
It's unimportant. You've
So maybe-
survived. You've been trapped in the mirror for decades, if not a
And
century
now I
or
get to
more.
be interrogated by a bunch of adventurers. He says, my luck is always increasing.
You're welcome to stay within the protection that we might be able to offer you.
Let him go. He's kind of
Yeah.
But if you insist on leaving, you're more than welcome to.
I'm
Okay,
yelling down the
maybe-
hall. He's gonna bring our party down. Let him go.
Though I'd recommend you are cautious. As
Okay,
That's
Single-
enough from you, dwarf.
okay, I'm going to step up forward and just straight confront him. So,
Wait, what do you do? You're stepping forward?
Yeah, stepping forward, like face to face. Okay then. So, let's say, how much would you like for your services?
He says, well, I have no interest in working for your party.
Then
He
have
says-
it your way.
He says, look, I would like to see what is left of my life. Elves live a very long time. Perhaps, adventurers such as yourselves aren't aware of this, but I would like
Okay,
to
enough.
see what
Have
is
it your
left
way.
of my life. So,
Have it your way then, and take
I
this man with you.
you talking about this guy?
Yeah.
He says, that guy says, like, wait, I don't know if I want to go with the drow. He just like blurts out racist, like completely,
You either will be going with Draw or you're going with us. Or if you're feeling lucky, you can try by yourself.
The drow is going to attempt to walk past everybody.
I'll
I
remind
just-
you that there's an invisible stalker about. Good luck
Fuck off,
with that.
dwarf. He says,
Yes.
Good luck.
I just wave at him. I'm like, bye. See you when we see you. Don't die because you won't come back, or you will come back, just not what you want to be. Bye.
okay.
And
We're
the
gonna end up
stairs
fighting
to
an
the
undead
right go
mage
up.
later, I know it.
He says, yeah, he has no response to that. He just like exits. So he
And I
goes
just
round
yell.
the
I just tapped the guy in front of me. I was like, I hope that drow gets eaten.
And then he'll get spewed back out by an undead T-Rex. Last thing we need.
All right, so drow leaves. Drow.
Drow has exited the building.
We're working on
He's
it.
gonna
Cash.
try.
One NPC
Oh, yeah.
down.
I hope he gets eaten so bad. I hope I get to eat.
All right.
We can make that happen. You ready? T-Rex Valia goal.
Right.
This guy says, so I'm not going with him, but I don't know where you are going.
We're going deeper.
Oh. Do you think it's too late to catch up with the drow?
Like, do you really want to be with that guy? I mean,
He says going deeper sounds dangerous. I'm not sure.
oh yes, it is.
I would say you've got a 50-50 chance with heading out with the drow or with us. But by yourself, I'd say your chances drop even further.
He says
I will be right back. There are two little bitty boys in the middle of the street and nobody outside with them. I will be right
Oh, okay.
back. These people drive crazy down my street. I'll be right back.
Okay. The guy says
Crazy things happen at her house.
Yeah,
Yes,
seriously.
they do.
Texas people, welcome to Texas. The guy says, do you think, will you try to help me stay alive if I stay with you?
Ulfgar points at Flippy and says, "We've kept this the one alive. I think we can manage you."
Oh, okay. It kind of like takes a bit of like courage from that, you know?
Just hang out with the bird. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm making no promises. I'm not a babysitter.
It says,
Yeah,
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Thanks for your support.
Actually, you have to babysit Valia, but so.
Okay.
What is your name?
I heard that. What?
And fight.
Didn't get his name.
His name is hang on. I forgot his name as well.
Is it Asarak?
No, it's not.
Asarak?
It's not Asarak.
Asarak.
Jesus.
Asarak.
His name is Biff Longsteel.
Biff.
Oh wow. What
His
a
name's Biff.
name.
Biff
Wow.
Longsteel.
That's awesome.
I yell at Tobias. I'm like, hey Tobias, you know those rooms that I always want to go into first, and you're like, don't do it. Can we just send him first?
I think maybe I'll try and catch up with the drow.
Ulfgar says she's just trying to make light of the situation. It's fine.
Okay.
I'll hand him one of my crude spears, like one of my crappy wooden ones. I'm like, here, keep this just in case.
Oh, thank you.
Take this. You have a wooden sword. It's dangerous to go alone.
Oh.
So the champion. What's the champion's name again? I'm sorry. I would like.
Lorcana.
Shall I put
Yes.
these in chat?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Here we go.
I tell Flippy, I'm like, hey, welcome the new guy over there. That's Flippy.
Okay.
Walk up behind him,
is the
nudging him.
human.
Give
This
him,
is the human.
give him some fish.
Oh, sorry, it's Lacanu, not Lacana. I think I was saying Lacana. And this is the champion.
His name is Biff.
Yes.
Yep. Lucanu, will you be staying with us?
She says,
Our plight is directly related to the fate of Omu.
she says, I think, the best chance of learning what happened to my queen is to stay with you at least for now.
And we have gods in our heads. I just give her a thumbs up.
That's not the god in her head. So
I can find one for you too.
you'd be most welcome, and perhaps we can make introductions to your queen's current heir. She's human, right?
Yeah.
Lucanu. Okay.
Yep, she's definitely Cholton.
So she's got a long sword, chitin armor.
She has chitin armor.
She wearing like a
she has the
backpack fully equipped with a bunch of stuff too. So.
She has a great sword.
Okay.
And she has a short bow on her as well.
Okay. All right.
And she's pretty badass.
Right.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, we can use another fighter, another strong fighter, you know.
Ulfgar would say, just in case, just to avoid any confusion, I have an ability that can, on occasion, shapeshift people into creatures, and Kellisto here can, on occasion, turn into creatures on her own will as well. So please be sure to keep an eye on things and not just to attack things willy-nilly.
Biff says, how will we know if it's Kellisto or not?
You'll see
I
her
won't
turn.
attack you.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Okay.
You probably saw that bear. She often turns into the bear, and it's
I
something you
didn't
don't
see a
usually see
bear.
walking around a tomb. So,
Okay. Good to know. Bear. Got it.
do you
Don't
know
attack
what
the
a
bear.
Tyrannosaurus Rex is?
I believe so, yes. Big, pointy teeth, tiny arms.
Right. So if
Yeah,
you
it looks like me, and I'm like, rah, like really loud.
if you see one of the team members turn into one of those, that's probably me doing it on purpose. But otherwise, if you just happen across one and we're all accounted for, head the other direction.
Says,
Not that
okay.
we'll find them in these narrow passages anyway.
Okay.
So, I think it would be best if, Biff, you stay in the middle of our group. I
Okay.
think you're the most likely target, along with Flippy, to for this invisible stalker that we've got wandering about. Because I have a feeling it's going to come back and try and bite us in the arse.
Just wants to hug you.
Yes. with its teeth.
Hugs. Free hugs.
Mm-hmm.
Flippy is just tippy tapping behind this guy, squawking.
So should we continue on in the tomb?
Yeah, I think let's go up this way where we were.
Yes.
Go see what's down the other hallway.
For those that don't know in the party, Ulfgar explains, the whole purpose of what we're doing, trying to find the bits and pieces to unlock the doors and passages and try to make our way safe, though we've so far been succeeding in setting off almost every trap. So, best not to go wandering off too far.
It's not token I trying to grab. Okay.
Just tell Callisto as we're walking down the hall, Mister, I was here when the tomb was built. If he was with us, he could tell us more. But
Oh, he'll be dead outside when we get done.
yeah, we're definitely gonna loot him.
Of course, as I'm just concerned he's going to be converted into some kind of undead mage that we're going to have to end up fighting later. But I suppose they don't get to keep their powers if they're turned against their will. Maybe. I don't know. So, let's continue on.
Okay.
And I'll take care of Biff. He could be like my pet, like Flippy is yours.
I just giggle.
Okay.
Like, Ulfgar, can I have some more light?
1 second. Were there any weapons, items, stuff like that on the Minotaur or the Troll?
So the Minotaur.
Or even the Gargoyle, I guess, but...
Sorry. The Minotaur had a great axe, I think. One moment, let me double check. Yep, he had a great axe.
Here you go. Wield this great axe if something gets close.
Are you giving that to Biff?
No, I'm just
I was
kidding.
going to say, he's not going to be able to lift it.
Yeah, I don't think so.
The troll just had it didn't really have anything on it. It's all natural weapons in the troll.
What about the dead merchant?
The dead merchant would have like kind of commoner's clothing.
Package of pepper.
And might have like a small coin purse. Not too much else aside from that.
I didn't catch. Might have and.
Oh, a small coin purse.
Okay. Gotta go. Then
gargoyle.
Something interesting, or he's just turned into a pile of rubble.
He's turned into a pile of rubble, and he didn't have any weapons. He was using claws and bites. Sturge obviously didn't.
Yeah, it did. Had some of my blood, had some of that other person's blood.
Delicious. Alright. Yeah, so just the great axe from the Minotaur. Minotaur, I don't know.
Right. Okay.
Alright, so the whole troop.
Yep.
So come around the corner and you're heading, I don't know, you getting any close?
Got me. Do you want me to come get her?
No, she's fine.
Okay. It looks like Valia is kind of leading the group, so just following along right now, keeping an eye on Lucanu and Biff.
Okay. I'm assuming Valia's not back from saving small children.
Oh, right. I forgot. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
no, I'm waiting at the corner.
Oh, okay. She is back from saving small
No
children.
worries. Sorry.
No,
She's been back a while.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was yelling at Ulfgar for light because
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
right.
that's probably wore off by now.
He'd grant it to you. Plus, we've got more people that need light in the party.
So yeah, okay. I'm gonna start slowly heading down, like carefully down the hall to about here.
Oh, there might also be a couple undead dwarves walking about. Keep an eye open.
Okay. So you see stairs going down. Oop, like this. And you get a kind of a closer look as well at these thingamies on the wall here. And let me give you a description of those. That's 51. So large stone door looms at the end of the hallway, but you see no handles or hinges on it. However, jutting from the wall either side of the door are two matching bronze sculptures, each the head and neck of a serpent with fangs bared. And there is some writing on the lintel above the door.
I wonder if the Chilton, the new Chilton chick, if she can read this, right?
It looks like it's in common, actually.
Oh, okay, well. Alright, I'll walk up a little bit, just like about here, and see if I can read.
Yeah, okay. So it says, here's what it says. Warm like flame, cold for the cruel, still for the dead, gruel for the ghoul. Here, I'm going to put this in chat, so...
Excuse me.
There we go. That is what it says on the lintel above the door.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm going to take opportunity of this quiet moment to get Tinder.
Okay, so 10-minute ritual.
Yeah.
Okay.
That poor guy's gonna, like, pee himself.
I have the lowest expectations.
Well, he saw it directly in front of him attacking the gargoyle before, so...
It's true. Alright, so
Yeah, but it's just gonna be like, poop, I'm here.
What are you guys doing?
Interesting.
Flippy, get over here. Ah.
Alright, so, I'm like, do we try to figure this out, or should we go down and check the stairs? Just tell everybody it's safe so far to come in here.
Ulfgar would say,
She's not shy.
well, I don't think that we'll be able to progress without being able to obtain certain accesses first, so we might as well continue on searching each room before we proceed down to the bottom.
Okay, I'm gonna slowly go here and look down.
Oh yeah. Look down the stairs. You see like this. Right, hang on. It's 10, 20, 30, a little bit more, 40. There we go. Except I left a bit. So it opens out into what looks like a larger room at the bottom. But there is a wooden chest. Hang on, let me read that to you. After 10 feet, this dusty corridor becomes a staircase that descends 15 feet to a lower tunnel. Resting at the bottom of the staircase is an old treasure chest with a rusty built-in lock. Just beyond the chest, the tunnel opens into a huge dark chamber.
Alright, I come back out here and I'm like, I don't really like this. Yeah, I don't like it. There's a chest directly at the bottom of the staircase.
A chest?
Biff says, "There's a chest?"
Hold up
Yeah?
there, everything is trapped in this tomb.
Yeah, go ahead. You want to open it? I mean, you know, if it swallows you in, just make sure your feet are sticking out enough we can at least save them.
He's kind of like peering around the corner down at the chest. It
It's
doesn't
also kind of dark.
doesn't look like it's gonna eat me.
Ulfgar says, I've got a way we can test to find out. Here, back off a second. And he walks
I'm like,
over
do you remember what we just got you out of, right? doesn't look like it was. It just thought you just thought it was a mirror.
So I wouldn't be able to see the chest until I'm at probably up to this stairway here, right? Or can I see it from
Do you
back
have
here?
dark vision?
I have dark vision, but I see that it goes straight for 10 feet before it goes down, so I don't know.
Okay. But yeah, and you can kind of see, like...
I'd firebolt the chest.
Okay.
See if it reacts.
Okay.
it doesn't
Shake my
ignite
head, I'm
things,
like,
it just
"Oh, no."
hurts them with fire, so... Figure I'd give it a try.
Alright, fair enough. Go on then.
Alright, hold on. Trying to click to open up the thing. Firebolt. And there's the damage.
And just like, I hope there was nothing in there that we needed in that next room.
Ah, it's fine.
Okay. So the chest gets kind of blasted. And
Better it than me.
you hear you hear kind of the chest exploding a bit, and wood and everything hits the walls and the floor surrounding, and then also you hear metal as well on the floor. Ding 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 ding.
Well, I think that the chest is okay. Let's go check it out then. Go on,
Scare
Valia.
to the edge. Look at the mess.
Oh, you know I can clean things up. Stop that.
Alright, I'm gonna slowly make my way, I guess,
Actually, hang on. Sorry, one second.
Suddenly.
Can we rewind a bit? Because
Loot.
when
Yeah.
sorry, I didn't realize this was the trigger. So the Ulfgar blasts the chest apart, right?
Yep.
And it's all kind of exploded. And this, I'm just going to back you up one more, Valia. Right here, a compartment in the ceiling opens, and a 5-foot sphere, 5 foot in diameter sphere of solid rock drops down and proceeds to roll quite quickly down the stairs and smashes the rest of the chest, completely pulverized, and then gets to about here, and you see the floor separate, and kind of like the stone tiles fall apart underneath this granite ball, and it becomes a pit.
Well,
And let me see if I can...
Good job, Ulfgar.
I think that's the first trap we didn't
Oop.
set off
There we go.
by accident.
And the pit is like in this kind of dotted line area.
Well,
I'm
then.
just like, whoa! Did y'all see that?
Aye, Biff, you might want to stay back. It's fine. And if you survive long enough with us, I'll give you a bit of our income too.
He kind of looks at you with a glint in his eye and says, "Oh, after you, Dwarf."
Hang out with
sorry.
Whoopi.
I'd like to get I don't trust him. I'd like to get an insight check on that.
Okay. He definitely seems like he's hiding something a little bit. Like he just acquiesced way too easily there.
Ulfgar says, "No, I insist. I'd rather keep an eye on you. You first."
He says, "Well, if you insist."
He says, "Just try not to set off any traps. If you're going anywhere, walk where she walks." And he points to Kellisto and says, "Why don't you go before this guy?"
You want me to go in front of this guy?
Yep.
Yeah, sure, why not?
He moves out the way and gestures.
I'm gonna keep a close eye on him and see if he's like stealing stuff or getting his hands in people's pockets or anything like that.
Okay.
Alright, I guess I'm gonna start sneaking down the stairs. So...
Okay. Are you trying to be quiet or?
Yeah, I'm trying to be like kind of quiet, kind of making sure I don't step on anything.
Okay. Could you give me a stealth roll then, please?
Ulfgar would
Since
be
I'm
like,
following
hold up.
stealthily,
Oh, very nice.
And
Okay.
Ulfgar would be holding Biff back for the moment, letting them at least go down there and inspect things first.
He just kind of smiles at you. Okay, so you see that it's, wait, hang on, you've got 20, 30, like here, I think, right, 10, 20, oh, no, you can just make out in the gloom the edge of a sarcophagus, and it does kind of like, the room does open up, you can kind of see, like, what's going on there.
I'm gonna kneel down and kind of look around and make sure there's no switch or anything that chest was sitting on.
Okay. Yeah, well, make a perception check, actually. Or investigation, whichever you want. Those two. Okay.
Definitely perception.
Yeah, you do find, what looks like the squashed remnants of a trap, that was, basically the chest was set on. But it looks pretty broken.
Yeah, I kind of walk tiptoe around that just a little bit, and I'm like, that thing, it looks smashed, but just don't touch it. Just
Okay. So the pit is 10 foot deep, and the walls are lined with glass, actually. And when you look down in the bottom, there's a green liquid.
Oh
no.
Yummy.
What's across here?
Oh, yep, sorry. So that, wait, 10, 20, 30, we got 10 more feet out of this. Like that. That is a sarcophagus. And you can kind of see as well, like, over here, there's a marble pillar. Kind of see, like, just make out the edge of, like, looks like maybe handrails of a staircase or something like that. So, and you see these marble columns supporting kind of the ceiling in this very grand looking tomb. Yeah, so the floor of the tomb, on the floor of the tomb stands an opaque crystal sarcophagus that is constantly changing colors. You can probably just about make out that there are 2 stairs that go up either side.
Okay, I'm like, I think we might have found the last tomb. But I'm like, I tell Kellisto, you might want to tell them there's a pit down here we need to get across.
Sure.
Oh, thanks.
There you go. She's got a light square going on now.
Thank you. Alright, so then, yeah. You can see as well, are you going to have a peek around the corners?
Yeah, I'm trying to peek around the here and here.
Okay.
Here.
Alright. Oh, I did that the wrong way. Sorry, one sec. You can see there are murals on the walls as well, either side, and kind of all the way around the edge to the stairs. And they look like they're depicting more minotaurs.
Lovely. So is she jumping in the pit?
No, I don't think I'm gonna jump in. Not today. Maybe another time I'll swim in the green goo. Okay. I'm waiting for somebody to come back and be like, hey, we try to get across this.
Yeah, I walked back up and told everyone there's a pit of goo that we need to cross to get whatever god's in there.
Right. Well, goo pit crosser. Haven't we filled these in before? Looking over at
That would
Tobias.
be Tobias.
But I don't know if we've gotten. Is there any like just plain earth laying around? Mostly
It's all
smooth.
work stuff.
Aye, that might be a problem.
Valia, you think you could jump this?
Yeah, I was just actually about to ask how big across it was. I guess I'm going
The
to
next tile will crack.
Right.
That'd be.
I guess I'll attempt to jump.
Okay. I think that
The question is, the boulder is totally submerged?
Yes, actually, you can see it just below the surface, Valia. So we want jumping rules. Because I think that you can cover, so you can cover a number of feet up to your strength score if you move at least 10 feet immediately before the jump.
I was definitely back up and try to take a running jump for it.
Okay, so yeah, then you can do that, no problem. You can hop across.
Bloop, bloop.
Okay. And I'm just gonna uncover the rest of it. There we go. So the stairs ascend to this kind of balcony area, and up on top there is a kind of, it looks like a carving in like that's hanging on the wall. So stairs ascend to an upper gallery where a carving in the form of a giant maze adorns the wall. And then, all on the kind of the walls all around here are murals of minotaurs.
There were what's on the walls again? Sorry, you cut out for me.
Sorry. Murals of minotaurs.
Oh no, y'all killed a minotaur back there. Alright, so I kind of holler across at Kellisto or at anybody. I'm like, hello? I made it across.
I'll come
I'm
back
all
down.
alone.
Minotaurs are friends, not food.
I said, well, I think I found the maze.
Doesn't look very mazy to me.
It's on the wall.
No. Move over. I'll jump over.
Okay.
No, I think you're good.
Okay. Never mind.
I'm
Wait
gonna.
here.
Yeah, no, I'm like, if you could go ahead. I'm like, just be careful. That stuff doesn't look fun. And while she's doing that, can I look at this? I'm not gonna touch anything. I just want to look around.
Okay.
Meanwhile, it's gone dark for the rest of the group here, so the humans can't see anything anymore.
The champion will accompany, so she stays kind of within the light source if she doesn't have one of her own. So the sarcophagus is entirely made of crystal, and the color changes like approximately every 6 seconds, so it just fades through like blue, gold, purple, green, red, black, kind of just rotates through these colors and you do see on the front there is a key, but you don't see any other kind of like, there's no seams where a lid meets the rest of it, or hinges, or any kind of latch mechanism or anything like that. It's just the crystal. It's like a crystal block, basically, with a tiny keyhole in the front of it.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna make my way to some stairs.
Okay.
Go up.
Mm-hmm.
There. Look at this thing.
Okay. So this intricate carving shifts before your eyes. So it's this huge carving of a maze, right? That's kind of like hanging up on the wall or attached to the wall. And all of the kind of little corridors and everything of the maze are just constantly moving. Its configuration is just constantly changing. You don't see any exits on it. Like, you're looking around the edge of it and it's completely boxed in. But its corridors are lit by tiny torches and are clouded by fog.
I just kind of shiver. I'm like, ugh, fog.
Fog it.
Kubasan says to you, Kellisto, we should go and inspect that. And oh, okay, of course not. Wait, sorry, did you say why?
Yeah, sorry.
Kubasan says, well, it's clearly important, and so are we.
Okay, I'll jump over.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. So you can, yeah, you're fine.
Okay. Pardon me.
Hi.
Practically jumped up there.
Yeah, I'll inspect it. But I'll turn to Valia. I'll walk up there and be like, hey, Valia, the frog wanted to...
Yeah, I just shake my head. I said I knew it would be a matter of time before I saw you here. So I just point and we're discussing this thing. I don't know what everybody else is doing back.
Kubasan says, you should touch it. Look at that. It's so intricate. What does it do when you touch it?
I just tell Kellisto I haven't touched it yet because I don't know what's going to go on. We should inspect the rest of the room first.
I don't know if that was a ruse or if that was just honesty.
Just like honestly, he's like Sarah,
both.
like I don't want to touch anything right now. I got sucked into a mirror while
I of course will probably touch it.
Oh no. I go to grab her, I see her touching, I'm like, no, please.
You're all crushed by a giant maze.
So I mean, you're standing within like 2 feet of it. All you have to do is lift your arm, right?
Yep.
So okay.
So PlayStation controllers come
told me
out.
to.
Somebody's got to control us through this thing.
So I'm going to describe what happens, and then we're going to call it there. Actually, so
Wasn't me this time for the record.
Kellisto immediately, there's like a popping noise, like, and Kellisto immediately vanishes from next to you, Valia. She's gone, like, instantly.
Yeah.
Just gone.
Just shake my head. I'm like, I told you not to touch it.
But at the same time, there's this sound that kind of almost fills you with dread now, because you've heard it a few times before, of stone crunching as it slides, right, against other stone. And below, at the lower level, a number of chambers open. And you can see, we're going to do this bit first, and then we're going to talk about what Kellisto sees. you can see in these chambers are piles of bones.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Remember, then I'm like, oh my gosh, there's minotaurs on the wall.
Did it? Okay, close enough. So there's these piles of bones, and it's totally like straight out of Ray Harryhausen, where the bones start rapidly kind of collecting themselves together, and first you see these big leg bones kind of stand up, and then the whole bodies kind of like build themselves, and yeah, so that's kind of what's going on there now. Kellisto, you arrive in an area and you're standing within a 15-foot high passageway walled by smooth, featureless stone. It's lit by torches and shrouded by fog. There's no ceiling, and when you look up, you see kind of a distorted view of the room you left behind, and a distorted kind of like back of Valia's head. She seems to be maybe like looking down at the noises that are happening below, and so you can see kind of giant distorted back of Valia's head. Yeah, and I think that's where we should leave it. Seems like a good spot.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah. Oh gosh. We're all gonna die. Okay, so thanks everybody for coming out to another episode of Tomb of Annihilation, where we're all slowly going to be annihilated one by one. So tune in next time for more annihilations. And funny thing, I don't think, Kellisto, you're going to be here next week, so
I am not.
oh.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah,
Valia will be playing me, Monkey.
Yeah, I
Maybe
probably
somebody. Whoever
I'll
volunteers.
be absent next week. So
Oh, then in that case, I don't want to have so many substitutes, so then we'll postpone.
Thank goodness.
I
Too many
let
NPCs.
Hellfire to play as Tobias.
So tune in a couple weeks for more Tomb of Annihilation, but don't forget, next week we should still be playing on Saturday Descent into Avernus. So
Hopefully.
yeah, hopefully.
Best wishes for Nightcast.
Thanks players, thanks viewers. Yeah, assuming we'll see. Yeah. That's still stuff going on. But thanks everybody for tuning in, and thanks players and Dungeon Master Kashcah. We'll see you all next time.
Bye.
Hi.